Okay, so we are live. Hello everyone, how's it going? I am Rindis the Dungeon Master, and these are my lovely players. Say hello everyone.
Hello.
Hello, everyone.
Hi. And this is once again Forest for the Trees, the 11th episode, the 11ing. You all have survived 11 episodes. How does that make you feel?
Great, though I am severely hurt right now.
Art?
Again.
Yeah, you guys would have had time to rest. So,
Oh, we had sleep?
yeah, you guys slept. You guys are traveling. So make sure your tells are back up. Everybody's good. We'll do character intros real quick. So whoever wants to start us off.
Hi, I'm Sky. I'm your happy, emotional halfling barbarian.
I'm Morph. I play Tolu, the Turtle Sorcerer.
I am Shay, and I play Lee, the Elfin Bard.
And I'm Frost, and I'm playing Braden, the Halfling Ranger.
Sir, it's Lord Weatherfree.
Lord Weatherfree, the Ranger Rogue Lord of whatever I'm gonna name that place.
Yes, that.
Fort
Whenever
Pip
we
and
take
Paddle
over.
Opsicopolis.
Wow.
No.
Wow, I like it. Fort
No.
Pippin Paddle Opsingopolis. I totally butchered that, but that's the name now. All right.
No.
So
This is why we don't let the elves name things.
wow. All right. So last we left our heroes, you all had finally decided to not go investigate the new castle that Braden had acquired, and instead decided to take up the mission to go check out the Elven ruins. There was a bit of fear and reservation in Lee's concerns that the Order of the Ebon Hand might steal Elven artifacts to do nefarious things. And boy, how quickly her opinion changed when she met the guard captain, and you all got to have your first introduction to the subrace of Ralia called the Familiars. The guard captain herself, Tressia, was a dog familiar, and that, for those who missed the episode, basically just means a wizard somewhere did it. And that's how familiar... Yeah, wizard did it. No sense of right and wrong. A wizard decided that he wanted to make his familiar more capable of doing things, so he basically made them that, 15% furry where it's acceptable. They have minor features, but, nothing...
A Tabaxi would take offense to that.
A Tabaxi would take offense to that. Probably a Dragonborn, too. Or a Lizard Folk. Lizard Folk, definitely. But,
They don't take offense to anything. What are you talking about?
they just eat people.
They just eat people.
Bitch, I eat people. Anyways, as you guys had set out, you had traveled into the demilitarized zone and began exploring and noticing that it is an area that people are not allowed to visit for good reason. As you traveled deeper into this wasteland, there were signs that the war's lingering effects still kind of held, and that not everything was as it seemed, especially when confronted by a group of deranged Alpha Warforged that proceeded to attack the group and thoroughly beat the snot out of you guys.
Beep.
One flashed me.
Yep, Lee managed to collect a Warforged trinket, and now it's her Rod of Absorption.
Oh, God.
It's canon now. You did it.
God,
You had to bring it up again.
I'm taking psychic damage already, Rin.
You had to bring it up again.
It's like I didn't bring it up. It just came up in chat again. So yeah, now it's canon every time. If it happens in stream, it's canon. So yeah, Rod of Absorption. Y'all enjoy handling that?
No. Stop it.
Yeah.
Anyway, over the course of the travel, I already spoke to you about this, but I did want to keep rereading the stories of Halivard and see if there was anything relevant that might pertain to any of the adventures.
Nope. Unfortunately, Halivard's didn't really have any adventures involving going into the ruins, or at least any ruins around here.
They wouldn't be ruins.
Yeah, they probably wouldn't have been ruins.
I mean, there is one story called Warming the Winter Court.
That's true, but that's probably in the Feywild or part of the Elven Court. But anyways, no, there's no real no story stuff that seems to pertain to dealing with this. There's a lot of interesting stories. As you're rereading them, there's definitely some subtext to the writing. You can kind of guess that there might be author bias about Halivard's abilities, and reflection of how this person views the Saint of Fate too. Not in an ugly light, but it would be more like how basically these were written like, spy novels or cheesy James Bond movies, and the Saint of Fate would have taken the role of like, the Russians and stuff, where it was very stereotypical, megalomaniacal, but they were the bad guys, but not like, oh, these guys are Nazis. You hate them because they're evil. They were just the Saint of Fate. They were the bad guys. It was accepted, and they were written that way. Somebody backing up?
No, that was my microwave going off. I'm sorry.
Okay, I was like backing up, backing up.
I actually started looking around for a truck.
Yeah, I thought it might have been my kitchen too, and I was like, wow, that is super loud today.
I'm
I've
sorry.
heard that noise enough to know that.
What the fuck is UPS doing in this world?
Right? Yeah, that's
This talk, and I was just like, fuck it, getting out the cookie cake, eating it up.
That was the temporal displacement, and now you guys are in a sci-fi game. Enjoy.
Oh no.
Oh no. Yeah. So.
Wait, that depends. Do I get to become Gamera?
Maybe. You can just, I don't know, Mechatola.
Just sing to the children. Have the children sing to you and give you power.
I also
go ahead.
wanted to pull Brayden aside at some point during the journey.
You pull Brayden aside right now. It's morning. Go.
Brayden?
Yes.
So, a few days ago, I was trying to speak with I forget his name already.
Uh-oh.
Here we go. So many names. The other day, I was looking for his devil name. I was speaking with Mr. Crowley, and I think I might be able to convince him to return the soul cairn if I write a really bad song about you. So
That's right.
Brayden's gonna sit there and just kind of like give her a look for a little bit.
Go on.
Just his eyes narrowing and goes, "Did you have anything in mind?"
I could probably put something together, but I wanted to say, like, knowing how music works, I was thinking that I could also write a song that is talking good about you. That way they cancel out. See, and then the idea is that I sing the bad song first, he hands it over, then I sing the good song, when you get your keep.
Just kidding. He's actually so
That's
cool.
not how that works.
Just
So
kidding.
you're saying you want to cheat a devil?
Yes. It's not
You know what?
cheating.
It's
what,
only
fuck that
cheating if
guy.
you get caught.
You know what?
It's
I will help
it's-
you write this song if it means doing that.
Really?
Yeah, fuck that guy. That guy's an asshole.
So, it's not really cheating because, he commissions me to do one thing, then you're commissioning me to do another thing, and in exchange, you're helping me, right?
This deformation of character is unacceptable. Write me a good song.
This
Exactly.
charade of justice has gone on too long.
All right, let's do it.
Okay, that sounds good.
It's hilarious. I'm sorry. I just really enjoy that. It's like, oh man, we have to write a counter song to rebuff all this bad stuff we said about you.
This is just straight up turning into that one song from God damn it.
Good old
Good job,
goddamn it.
Yep, it's gone.
I mean, you know, the bad song's going to end up being a parody. You know, everybody laughs about it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you know what? I'll make up some things you can say that I have problems with that I don't.
Mhm.
You know, to let people really think some ill will.
And then, you know, after it's a good song, then people have no idea. And then, you know, they actually have to make their judgments based on how well you are, you know, a lord.
I like it. I like it a lot.
Soon all of the bards will be singing the parody of Brayden.
Half the bards will be singing the good one, half will be singing the bad, and that's how they have competitions to see who has the better
It's like the
retelling.
same. It's like the same the same tune where you have in Skyrim where one sings like shit about.
Oh yeah,
What's his face?
the Imperial song, or the
Mm-hmm.
the dragon. No, it's not the Dragonborn one, but yeah,
As the Imperial and the Stormcloak songs.
yeah. They're like, oh yeah, we sing to the youth and the blah 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 blah, and it's like, down with Ulfric, killer of kings. Yeah, it's like, fuck that guy, he sucks. Poor Ulfric. I wanted to like him, and then the rampant racism set in.
And then the even worse racism when you show up at the city.
Well, that's what I meant. You don't have any signs of it until then. Anyways, so you guys, it's morning. Brayden and Lee are sitting out by the fire. They're talking about writing a cool song about him, and the knights and the workers, because you know they hired on diggers and excavators and stuff to help them in their task, and you guys are the hired muscle. They're all, you know, packing up camp. Some are cooking breakfast for everybody. It's basically just the leftover stew added with some like grits and stuff to make it stick. And really, there's not too much going on as you guys are settling into your morning routine. But it's not long before Tressia approaches you all, and she's armored up again, and she's like, well, there's only one more day's ride before we reach the outskirts. And well, Lee, I think I should warn you especially to be a bit prepared for what we'll find.
All right.
I mean, it is in elven ruins, and it's one of those casualties of war, so you just have to be, you know, ready and understanding that these sort of things happen in war.
I've
So what you're
already
saying
seen-
here is humans killed a lot of people in there, a lot of elves, and she should be ready to not lash out at other people.
Like what? Did you genocide at nursery or something?
Well, I mean, that was a response I was expecting Sky to say, Tola, but more or less. It used to be part of a city. We're not sure whose city it was. All right, I'll just come out and say it. Basically, records of this city don't exist anymore. The Sainafate have largely disowned this section of the demilitarized zone, and the fact that this city has gone untouched for so long is part of the mystery that we're here to investigate.
Really?
You think it's something more than just dead trees and the Alpha Warforged?
I honestly don't know.
Out of character. God damn it! I wish I could detect magic. Okay.
Truthfully, I can't tell you really what happened here, but I do know that the signs all point to there was a big battle here, and something had happened, and those Alpha Warforged that you all fought were part of it. But other than that, I just want everyone to keep an open mind about what we might find in there. Our mission is... academic. That's the word I was looking for. Our mission here is academic. We're here to find out what happened so that it can be documented. So everyone will know. And people might be able to remember this city and this temple and the god that was lost here.
The god.
Ooh, hang on. That's noise. Sorry, someone's cooking in the kitchen, but whenever they turn those on, it's like I can hear it and it's super loud. And I don't want it to pick up in the background.
So the moment that she says, the god that was lost, does that jog any memory of any stories about anything like that?
Sorry, one more time.
When she mentions the god that was lost, does that jog any memories of any stories I might have heard or any legends?
No. It's very weird that she even mentions that there's a lost god for an elven pantheon.
Raises his hand.
Mm-hmm.
How long ago was this ruin made? Because she's young, points at... She's younger than me! Points at Lee.
This ruin was lost.
Yeah, no, you go ahead. Actually, yeah, you're the elf. You tell us.
I would have been born after this. I was born at the end of the war.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, then what does it matter? Sky says, turning around. You didn't know anyone there. I don't think...
It's my history. And you never know, I might have.
You were okay around tons of dead humans back in that tomb. I think you'll be fighting around tons of dead elves. They're just bones now.
They're just elves. No, that's not what he said.
Smack the DM.
How many gods are in the Elven Pantheon?
The Elven Pantheon consists of... As I pull up my handy dandy notes... there is... Corellon Lartheon, or however you pronounce his silly
Corellon.
name. No, the last
Don't
part.
ask me the... I don't know how to do the last one.
Yeah, it's Corellon or Corellon, whichever way you want to pronounce it. It's Corellon, Lothian, something with an L. There is... oh, jeez, I forgot how you pronounce this name, too. Hold on.
You could just type it.
Well, that's the problem. It's like I forget what the traditional name is, and it starts with an I. But it's really hard to.
Io?
No, it's an elf deity.
I know, but
Io is the supreme in D&D Pantheon. Io is the god of gods. He's the creator god. He's that single fixed entity. No, it's... Oh, jeez. And see, half the problem is I had to go to work today, so I didn't get to sit down and do a lot of the work that I wanted to do. What was it? Oh, I was way off.
You mean Illicir?
Nope.
Not that one?
No, I was way off. It doesn't start with a... It doesn't start with an I.
What does it start with?
An A. Hang on, I'm not trying to give it away.
But...
I'm not trying to give it away.
But
you are trying to give it away because you're explaining what the Pantheon is.
I'm not trying to give it away. Give me just a second. Give me just a second to find my notes, because Shay always hits the hard questions that I'm not ready for. Why can't you people ask hard questions?
Because I can't detect magic. I am a simple barbarian.
That's true. You are a simple
I just pat
barbarian.
Sky in the head.
It's like we can, but the bard.
We
is-
can, but it would be very out of character for my character.
The bard is the face that always tries to.
There we
first
go.
words in.
Okay. I found what I'm looking for. Let me just narrow this down. Because there's a big list that I chopped down because I don't need that many. So you have Corellon, Larethian, L-A-R-R-E, or L-A-R-E-T-H-I-A-N. You have... Are there any interesting other ones? I've never heard of half of these. That's why they suck.
They're all
I
fire.
always want to say Illustrate, but I know I'm the only one who appreciates that.
It was Corellon Lorathi?
Lorathian. L-A-R-E-T-H-I-O-N. Fuck, where is it? There's roughly 5 elven deities. Corellon's the big one. There's one for each of the distinct elven races. Corellon represents the high elves. Aranshi represents the dark elves, and the wood elves are represented by Sehanine Moonbow, and she basically fulfills, like, Corellon is sun, Aranshi is moon, Sehanine is like the sky and forest. Then you have a beast god, and then you have a 5th one that's name escapes you.
I am going to do my absolute hardest to take a sip of the shut the fuck up and not correct the DM.
Why?
This is your world, so the gods do what you want.
Exactly. So shut the fuck up.
Exactly.
So Corellon, Arachi, Larathon, Sehani, Moonbow, and then a beast god?
Yep. And where... Boop-a-doop-a-doo. Yeah, I know Sehanine is the moon one, but I don't want it to
I'm
be.
shutting up.
I don't want it to be. I changed it. She's the wood elf god, so she's in charge of nature.
I'm like, that should be dark elf. And it's like, nope, shut up.
Nope, not today.
It's too racist, too on the nose.
Yeah, it's too much. Is there a wild or a beast one here? I'm just looking at their list. The Wizards of the Coast one. Let's see. You know what? Do you worship beasts? No, I don't think it matters right now. So there. Unless you give reverence to him, he's not important right now. He's a big hairy wood elf, and he's like, beast.
His name is Treebeard.
Hunting is fun. Yeah, you know. Sorry, that's
Hunting is fun.
hunting is fun. Yeah. So, yeah, there's a 5th god whose name kind of escapes you. You're like, I know there's a 5th god, and we're not sure what their deal is anymore. And as you're thinking about it, you're like, huh, this is probably to that person.
Huh.
This is probably to that person.
Or did it all be more related to turtle culture?
Would it all be related to turtle culture? No. You worship the great turtle that carries the world upon its back.
You
That's
like
not
to
a
think
joke.
His name is Atlas. No, yeah, that's actually a real legend.
Well, no, not Atlas, the turtle that carries the world on its back. No, that's just I'm doing a reference, but I'm applying it to turtle culture because it's fitting, because turtles carry the world upon their back.
I think I'm the only one here that may
In
have read
the
Ring World.
age before
You-
the Avatar.
Probably, but it's fine.
Okay.
Anywho, so yeah, you guys got your your little debrief, and they're like, yeah, so we're gonna pack up and get ready to leave in about an hour or so. Make sure you guys eat and get ready to get back on the road. And if we find anything, she finger crossbows over to Sky. She's like, we're counting on you to put them down.
So get ready to get our
we're here for
asses
you.
kicked again.
Hey! We kicked their asses.
And got our asses kicked.
No, we got our asses cut.
I mean, you win 100% of the fights you don't lose.
Exactly. She gets it.
I'm a little more frightened she's speaking in sky logic.
I mean, sure.
I'm gonna eat and I'm gonna do my songs and of course do my best to keep everyone charmed. Or just charmed with me. Just
Nope,
I
y'all-
want everyone to like me.
Y'all are charmed. Deal with it.
Yeah.
Arise, minions.
Right. Chicken.
I totally could do that at later levels.
Yep, so go ahead and roll your performance.
Using my spell.
Okay. Is that a cantrip?
First level.
Oh, okay.
Didn't need it.
You still used it.
I did.
All right, so yeah, everybody's still in a good mood. People really like Lee and her weird group of followers.
That's right. My weird group of followers.
Well, they're not doing anything. Are you weirdos?
Brayden is occasionally jotting things down on a sheet of paper to give to Lee later for her song.
And his beard is magnificent, and he's not too short.
Well, there's eating breakfast.
This guy is also eating.
Okay. All right. So after y'all stuff your faces, enjoy some of the dwarven chorizo. I was like, what sounds better to have made chorizo? Probably dwarves, not halflings. You eat some dwarven chorizo and the leftover stew and grits, and you guys pack up your stuff and you get back on the road. And as you may have noticed from this beautiful little backdrop here that I replaced our picture with, this is largely what you see once you guys start approaching what would be considered city proper of these ruins. It looks like the skeletal frame of a dead elven city. Lee and Tula, you recognize, the high-rise and thinly elegant-looking structure, arches of the structure directly in the center of this wreckage, and all around, there's skeletons and corpses and broken machinery that would obviously be of the Warforged, and it's just a big dead area. And as you're all looking around, the knights are like, wow, this really is bad. Far worse than I expected.
Is there any? I want to look around as we're passing the bones and the weapons and everything, and see if there's anything that stands out.
There is not. This is all stuff that's sat here for well over a century to just decay and rust and has been left to the elements. There's nothing salvageable, and it looks like whatever ruined this whole area just decayed and wasted away everything. The metal's rusted, the leather is is chewed away by time. There's nothing salvageable. There's no distinction between elf and human among the piles of skeletons, and there's quite a large amount of them, enough that, you know, you could be walking through piles of them at points.
Sky begins looking around, and he's looking at the bodies to see if there's any discernible way on how they died with an 11 medicine check. Like, broken ribs by where the heart would be, severed bones scattered around, bashes into the skull, that type of thing.
With an 11, you're kind of looking it over, and you're like, these people definitely died.
But no shit.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's just the unfortunate of it. It's, yeah, these people died. They're dead. You can't really discern the root cause of it, but they're definitely dead.
As we're walking through, I turn to the night captain and just say, "This is really weird. How did they all die? There doesn't even seem to be any weapon wounds."
Any real signs of that would be gone by now. With just the, you know, carrion stuff might have gotten to them at this point and making it hard to tell. But I would suspect that it might have just been... And she kind of thinks for a moment too, and she's going to do a history roll. Let's see what she might know.
Can I do a history
Boom!
roll
She
too?
knows everything.
God damn it, NPCs.
Yeah, there goes my 20 for the day, huh?
Oh god.
Unless I'm attacking Lee, in which case it'll all be 20s. Yeah, you can absolutely roll a 22. See what the Saint of Fate says in their history books. But 23, okay.
I mean, hey.
When she starts thinking, she's like, well, I recall information about this being a strategic location. It was a relatively new town that was built upon at the initial start of the reclamation, and the Saint of Fate basically propped it up as, you know, a jewel of the Empire because it was one of the first major holdings that they took back from the humans, and it was a center for learning and a launching point for further skirmishes into Ralia. And I want to say that it was one of the defining points of the turnaround once the war got full swing. Once the humans were fully committed to the war, taking this city was paramount. And it basically showed the Saint of Fate that they weren't going to, you know, give up ground lying down. What happened here, I want to say they had, they had employed a large amount of magic and just decimated the area. And with the Warforged being resistant to magic to a degree, at least the later models, they probably weren't largely affected by it and could mop up what was left.
Huh.
Do I get much of the same thing with my roll?
With the Saint of Fate roll, you recall that same general information. This was a important city, but it also kind of goes against the three capital structure that the Saint of Fate has, because this was a fourth city, and you know there are minor wood elven and dark elf and high elf settlements, but they all tended to gravitate towards their central capital, and coexistence between them, you know, existed, but you know, you could distinctly say, you know, this is a high elf town, this is a dark elf town, and nobody fought about it because everybody was free to come and go as they liked. But, each one claimed this area as their homeland within this greater empire. But this fourth city was a paradox. It kind of existed outside of this framework, and it's a little weird that your people would do that, because that whole ideal of this is our area, this is our area, this is our area. They didn't really have a metropolis where everybody mingled, or what am I trying to say? I'm trying to phrase this in a way that makes sense. It's very odd that they
each city was the race's main city.
Yeah.
You don't have any knowledge that there was ever a city where all three commingled at the same time.
So this is more of like a crock pot of mixed cultures.
Yeah, and this would have been like a New York where everybody mingled in and started mixing. At least that's what you recall reading about, and it seems weird that that sort of thing exists, because the Saint of Fate is very rigid in their, we're all elf, but we don't take away your individuality as a wood elf, and we don't take away your individuality as a dark elf. And so for your individuality superseded your nationality as an elf, to the point where as a wood elf, you weren't any better than a high elf, but you were, as an elf, were better than a human, if that makes sense.
Gotcha.
So yeah, this city is odd, and it was a cultural hotspot too, and like Tressia said, this was one of the first spots that got taken back during the War of the Reclamation. So it was a very important jewel for the Empire. People liked this town, and when it was lost, it was a real setback. And you don't have any information on how it got destroyed.
So, if I remember right, this place was it was a place of mixed cultures of the elfin people. I don't know how it was destroyed, but
it was destroyed by magic. Nod. Magic is scary sometimes.
Well, that's the acceptable belief, yes.
Well, let's get right down to it. Sky says, it's like, oh, it was destroyed by magic. That's weird. Let's keep going.
Polo leans over to Sky.
okay.
Boo.
Ow!
Boo.
Guess magic
Wow.
is scary.
I squinted him.
He
And-
just said you're scary.
Run down the hill.
All right.
I'll keep behind them.
You're going to go behind him. Everybody else moving?
Yeah.
All right. So you all make your way down. It's probably a good hour of trekking through this ruined city. People keeping watch, and you're moving in a tight caravan formation.
Speaking of keeping watch, one moment. Boop. Okay.
Okay.
Now keeping watch.
Yeah, keeping a tight formation, moving through little avenues and broken down streets, and before long you're getting closer to the center. Wow, Tula sees everything.
What do your fair turtle eyes see? Oh,
I
you
didn't
see.
have disadvantage.
You see. You're not underwater. That's what's wrong.
Yeah, so you all are making your way through these avenues and ruined streets, and you can see signs of where crumbled buildings could have been shops, or some homes, and different facets of what would have been elven society before it got destroyed. And before long you're approaching the center, that crumbled up dome like structure, but directly in front of it there's a set of ruins, and this is where the caravan kind of comes to a stop, and Tressia dismounts from her horse, and she's like, well guys, we're here. This is the spot, so We'll go ahead and start unpacking everything. If you guys want to take a look around first and make sure the area is secure for us.
Yeah,
All
sure.
right.
It's like a good idea.
And so, yeah, you arrive here, and this
Guys,
is...
don't look now, but there's a big black void to our right.
I don't know what you're talking. Ah! Kidding.
Okay.
You have
Anyways,
to scream.
so this is, as it looks, it's a very decayed-looking ruins. What vegetation remains is overgrowing the stone structures, and there's obvious signs of stairways that lead up. There's some statues that you guys can make out that look very faded and damaged from the war and the battle that happened here. And yeah, feel free to look around.
How stable / how high up is this like pillar thing over here?
This is just a
By
basic little. This is basically just a little pillar. This is all open too. There's no roof here. It's an open sky temple. So this pillar is pointed straight up, and it's probably a good 12 feet tall. It would
Okay,
have
and these walls.
probably about 5.
Okay.
No,
walk up-
not 5.
Oh,
These
20.
would probably be a little bit higher because they're supposed to section off for private little areas for each of these little shrines. So they're probably more like 20. They're pretty
Okay.
high.
I walk
Can
up next to this-
Toby assist me with my investigation on these things?
He's not really qualified in investigating those things, but sure.
How stable does the pillar look before they do the? Damn it!
Hi.
No, you're over there.
You are
I'm
over
already
there.
Oh,
over
sorry,
here
sorry.
investigating something, yes.
Yep. Sorry, Tula, you're investigating that. What are you doing?
I'm investigating the statue.
Yeah, how are you investigating it?
Looking it over, cross-referencing anything I might have learned of in the college, any sort of history I know personally, or
Okay.
just like what kind of construction it is.
So, for reference, investigation involves physically searching things over. So, give me a what would your perception be with that roll?
A nat 20,
A
whatever
nat
it was.
20.
What would your perception be with that roll? I didn't ask what the number was or what you rolled. I said with that roll, what would the perception be?
What's your modifier?
Thank you.
21.
Thank you. Okay, so you're looking this statue over. You can see that this statue here depicts an androgynous-looking elf. At least the features look androgynous in the faded, kind of dirty and unmended, untaken care of form that it's in. It's been exposed to the elements for so long. It looks really faded, but it's a very tall and slender looking elf, and it's holding up an arm, and on the arm is the damaged structure of what would have been some kind of avian creature, and in its other hand it's holding a long curved sword. It looks almost like a crescent moon, but not quite the full crescent shape, but it gets that same kind of motif to it.
Is there anything on that 12-foot tall pillar? Any like writing or scrolling or anything?
It's very faded. All of the writing is blasted away from the sand and elements. So there's nothing on there to look at. It's been worn away. As far as the stability of it, it looks fairly stable. You probably don't want the barbarian trying to push it over, just for the
No,
sake
that's not what I was
the
gonna
sake
do.
of desecrating your temple.
I look over at Braden and do what I did when we were waiting by the ogre. I get ready to boost him up top, and I say, "My lord, boost."
Sure, thank you. You know you don't have to call me Lord, right? Only halflings don't have to call me that. And then I take the boost and climb up.
You guys keep doing that. I'm gonna... Tola will
Chula,
spend-
you want to help me over here?
I was gonna start casting detect magic, see if I could actually understand anything else, because I'm not getting anything from cursory glances. Nothing more than these are very faded statues and stuff.
So yeah, I roll a 19. I throw Braden up there so that way he has a nice vantage point.
He gives Braden a nice boost, and it's not a comfortable perch to sit on, but you're able to keep a good lookout from there.
So, Trilla, you want to help me look over the statue before you cast your spell?
Sure, I guess. I will give you the aid action.
I figured.
Alright, you guys are looking over this statue here. This one is a more clearly defined feminine looking statue. As you're gazing over it, you see that this faded figure is holding a loom. And it seems like she's in the gesture of spinning the loom and weaving. And it's a very intricate and elaborate looking statue, but otherwise it's definitely just a elven female.
Still no writing or anything?
Nope.
So this one's a weaver, the other one was... Now, when you said it was like holding the bird-like figure aloft, is it like in victory as the bird was dead, or was the bird like...
No, like a falconer holding his...
Okay. So, we have a faded falconer that's seemingly androgynous, and a female elf at a loom.
A weaver and a ranger. In a temple to a god whose name I can't remember.
Yeah, bit of a head scratch of that. So I'll just start up my ritual then, see if I can't find anything else that we might miss with just our eyes.
Tula takes
Alright.
out his maracas and starts shaking.
I'm going to start looking around the base of both statues and searching for like any markers or just anything of note.
Okay.
I'm gonna click the spell button.
Yeah, so after Tola is going to be spending his 10 minutes shaking his maracas and doing his dance. Lee, you're searching around and you're not finding any kind of clues that there might be something going on. You're looking around. Then you notice up in the loom, though, there is something there. You kind of have Toby give you a boost and you get hoisted up because the statues are probably about twice your height because they're supposed to give reverence to figures of importance. But he gives you a boost up and you notice that there's a little depression that you can push, and when you do, you hear like a little click sound, and as it sinks in, yep,
And as it sinks in, what?
that's it. And you hear a little click sound as it sinks in.
Guys, I think I found something.
Great! I'll be here if that's something, unleashes monsters or something. Right, Braden?
Okay.
What?
What?
So knowing that that statue had one, I'm going to go over to the other statue
Mm-hmm.
and look for something similar.
Okay.
Well,
Keep doing his ritual.
Yep.
While they're all doing that, I'm going to use my primeval awareness to start concentrating to see if I can find any more humanoid figures other than us and our caravan within 5 miles from here.
You're looking for some dirty elves, are you?
Darn Skippy.
or humans, or Githyanki. You never know about those filthy Githyanki.
I know what his favorite enemy is. I know what I said. Yeah, so, Lee, again, as you're... It's a button-operated mimic. Thank you, Max. As you're
Oh shit!
as you're looking over this statue as well, you find the same thing up on the bird that's perched on this statue's arm. It's like right where the chest would be for the bird, and you press that indent. And Tula, at about this moment, you finish your dance and you give a little sweep, and no, there's no magic here, but everybody hears directly to the north. There's the grinding of stone on stone as a pathway is revealed.
Ta-da!
Everyone, I found something over here too.
I found stairs!
That's me. I totally did that.
Oh, those weren't there before.
Probably because of the things you found, right?
Probably.
Probably.
Tola's going to keep the detect magic up as kind of scouts forward.
I never knew you could play the maracas.
Shake, Sonata.
Yeah, will you teach me how to use maracas?
Well, Sardonyx taught me.
Oh no,
This is
Corey
so-
sent
She
me
taught
something
me
I
how
want
to
to
shoot
read, but I
candy.
don't have time to do that.
Oh,
I'll read that later.
Read it later.
It's like,
Because I think it's perfect.
damn you and being relevant to my interest.
Nope, I wrote
You don't see anything looking down
I
there.
peered down. Does there appear
I'm
to be
too
any light
focused on
source?
my spell.
No, it is pitch dark. It looks like nothing has been down here in a while.
Ren, is there anything written on this block above the stairs?
This block here? Oh, that block there? No.
Yeah.
Nope, nothing visible.
I pull out a torch and I hand it to Tola.
Thank you.
You
I
know,
have a bunch too.
I really should. I really
hands
should
are
invest
full.
in the light spell.
Out of character. Yes!
It's fine. Torches are easy enough to carry. It's fine.
So who's
Out
lighting
of
up the
character,
torch?
Yes. I light it and hand it to Tola.
Okay.
I'm
just
holding the torch.
make sure I've got your light source before we move. I think you have it on as default, but yeah, you have 20.
So this place is old, and this is this hidden interest. Does anyone want to keep an eye out for anything dangerous? Like, I don't know,
I turn
a
to
trigger
Lee
that
with
might.
both my axes out and I give her and I arch my eyebrow at her.
Like anything that might send a hidden spear up your butt.
That's what I do anyway. I always have my eyes open.
Ooh.
Sit with a 5. Always have my eyes open.
It's like he's halfway there. Halfway
Blinks
there.
one eye, then the
halfway
other.
there.
He's always halfway there.
So,
Okay.
yep.
Just out of character, I thought someone took a rogue spec, so I'm not sure.
Points
You're-
at Bright.
You are confident that nothing will jump out at you and murder you horribly. Yeah.
Do
What road
Who's heading?
are you
Who's heading? Who's heading down?
I'm heading down, hopefully with Tola.
Okay.
Everyone.
You don't need to move yourself.
Actually,
Put,
wait.
put yourself back,
Before we
please.
head down, wait a minute.
Oh no!
Shouldn't we
No!
tell the
Don't
night
move
captain
yourself! Oh
about-
God!
Shouldn't we tell the night captain about what we found?
Should you?
should we?
I'm asking the party.
Should you?
It's like
Well-
as Sky goes to take a step down.
Stop
and he has
moving
a-
yourself.
He has a thought. Wait a minute. Shouldn't we tell the night captain about this?
She said to make sure that the place was cleared.
Oh yeah. Okay. Good point. Let's make sure there's no skellimans down here or anything.
Not good, so I'll
Skelly
peek in
elves.
with my perception as we're going.
Yeah, you should lead with your perception. There you go. Yeah, you're confident that there is nothing dangerous.
It's like I'm confident that there's nothing dangerous too.
You were pretty confident. That is a door. But it's a wooden door. It looks old and moldy and a tad splintered.
I search it for traps. That's investigate, right?
Yes. Well, physically searching for traps is investigate. If you're looking for traps...
Okay. I look for traps.
Okay. You don't see anything on this side of the door.
Okay, now I open it.
Ugh.
And then the axe comes down, and
I have advantage on saves against traps. I'm
So-
okay.
Opening the door, there are approximately...
I can't see anything.
I can.
The light stops here for
I
me.
was like, you should be able to see with what tool is there. Yeah, let me describe before you start running off or interrupting. So, you guys see that this opens up into a small chamber. There's a number of pillars that kind of line the sides here. That's what these are. They're blocking line of sight because they're pillars. As Tula steps closer and puts some light to the shadows, this is an old and rundown looking ruin part of the temple. It's kind of clear that this used to be more open to the public, and it might have been sealed up once the battle had come, and it doesn't look like it's been opened since. You get that sense because there's a number of really old and thin looking spider webs, but not the kind that look like they've been occupied for any time because they're covered in thick dust.
The cobwebs.
Yeah, they are heavy cobwebs just everywhere. Not like to the point that it's impassable, but the spiders had a good living for a little while, and then they had to abandon this place because all the stuff died because nothing ever comes down here.
Well, I'm not dead, guys. I'm going in.
And he runs.
Okay.
I go to there, and then I stop. I motion Tola forward.
Huh. This is very spacious, at least.
Yeah.
Is
What
it
kind of
though?
elf god lives underground, though? That's weird.
So weird. It's so bizarre. As you're getting closer, the shadows of the torch are starting to reveal that there are some steps directly ahead.
Ren,
Yeah,
what are these little alcovey things?
they are nothing. They're just little pillar features, part of the
Okay.
interior.
This place was sealed off for
Oh, let's keeping eyes peeled.
over a century.
Ooh, a 20.
Ooh, piece of candy.
Anyone else feel like it's weird that we haven't seen any skeletons?
There are no skeletons here.
Well, maybe
They're all
there's some
skelly
bugs
elves.
down here.
Just think, Sky. There's a skeleton in you right now.
Ah, no.
With my dark vision, what is this?
That, with your normal vision, because Tola's close enough for the torch to be on it, you see what depicts a large statue of a woman. At least you can guess it's a woman given the feminine figure, which isn't saying much given that they're elves. But this is, yeah, I know. The statue's been preserved down here. The paint's a little faded, but you can clearly make out that there's a long, sweeping black dress, and along the shoulders there's a motif of feathers along, making like a shawl and draped down over it. Her face is obscured by a porcelain white mask and a hood that drapes over this mask that obscures her identity. But the hood takes the shape of a bird face towards the top, and with the beak pointed down, and it's a black raven-like bird.
Does this jog any of my previous history roll?
Give me a wisdom roll. Just a roll, not a save.
Would Tola also get this?
Absolutely, you're part of the Saint of Fate.
Wisdom.
Filthy heretic. Nope, it does not jog either of your memories.
Oh, that looks odd.
Why does it look odd? It's a statue.
It's got a bird face and a human body. That's weird.
Elf body.
Elf
I
body.
believe that is a mask. Trula, are you getting anything with your magic?
Why would a statue wear a mask, though?
Is my detect magic
Nope.
detecting anything? No. Nope. It's clean down here. At least nothing for 30 feet. The stone can block it, but I don't think there's anything beyond this chamber. Or at least it doesn't.
Maybe the statue has another one of those switchy things. Lee, see if it has another switchy thing.
Alright, Trula, you want to help me look?
Yes,
I suppose I could.
help her look.
Am I the one helping? I have a horrible perception.
Yes, help her. Well, you certainly helped. Yeah, you guys begin looking over this statue, and as you're kind of exploring it and looking her over, the two of you feel really uneasy being this close and messing with it. But the bird skull at the top of the mask, there's grooves that look like it's indented as well, and Lee musters her courage and presses it, and the statue kind of rotates and turns, and as it does, it shifts out of the way and reveals more stairs. And just imagine that there are stairs there, because I didn't have a placeholder for the stairs to appear there, but it looks like it's another passage that leads down.
Ooh, more stairs. Yes, down
Before we go down,
Ah!
since I'm actually in a god's temple, and I got that uneasy feeling, I just say, sorry if we're intruding. I don't mean any offense.
Who are you talking to? I look down the stairs.
I don't know if we should go down there.
Whatever god was lost to time here.
Hey, what'd you find? You guys have been gone for a while. You hear Tressia's voice echo from the other side of the hall. Are you guys dead? Don't be dead.
No, we're not dead.
We're alive.
Yes, we're totally dead.
Oh, I mean, I'd have to banish you if you were dead.
Braden, you asshole, stop it.
We're
Braden,
not dead.
That's Lord Braden to you. Squint at the turtle.
I don't respect your laws and authority.
Don't insult my lord. You live in his territory right now.
Like, wait a minute.
Doesn't mean I have to
We-
respect anything about it.
I mean, he's not
Tressia, we
wrong.
just found a shrine to the lost god.
You mean you've been touching things?
How do you think we got down here?
You were just supposed to look for trouble.
Exactly.
We think this might be trouble.
Touching things gets us in trouble. We're doing exactly as ordered.
Well, I can't. I
no,
can't argue with that logic. Just hang on. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna get the team, and we're gonna come down, and we're gonna look things over properly. Please don't break anything. And you
We're
hear.
not breaking anything. We're
This
gonna
is-
keep looking for trouble.
This is a place of my people. I don't want anything to break.
You hear the clang of her sabatons as she clambers back upstairs, and you can hear her like barking orders to the people to start moving down. And before long, the halls are filled with the archaeologists and the workers. And
But when she went upstairs, I'd quickly go to my party. I was like, okay, downstairs, quick, before she comes back.
Call over Sky's mouth.
claw over Sky's mouth. Oh, it's fine. As you guys, you're like, oh, we got to be the first ones to look, and so you guys make your way down the stairs, and sure enough, let me flip you over, get you set up. Do.
Why are we suddenly taking orders from the halfling?
Why are
Not
you
the
suddenly
brain
taking
halfling.
orders from the
Rin,
halfling? Yes.
While we were doing the investigation, did I notice any writing or scrolling on that statue?
I don't know. Did you?
Did I?
Did you?
Roll the dice, Shay.
I did. I had an investigation.
But that's for touching. Did you touch the writing?
That
Perception.
was
Perception. Do a perception.
okay.
That's for looking. We went over
That's
this in
not
we went
writing.
over this in Tomb. Yeah, it's not Braille.
If it's engraved, it's still readable.
Nah, that's not true. Yeah, you do find something. Mm-hmm.
What language?
It's in. Great question. Hold on. I just verifying something. Not that it's probably going to be Elven. I just want to make sure that it's not something else. Because if they speak something different, it's important. So hold on 1 second.
Well, I know Common, Elvish, Sylvan, Dwarven, and Celestial.
Yeah.
Damn.
She's picked up a lot of languages. No, they don't gain anything extra. So yeah, it is Elven.
What does
But
it
I have
say?
seen this with my 16 as well.
Yes, your turtle eyes saw this. And it says, as I need to click it and bring it back up. That's the wrong thing. Boop, boop. There we go. Bah, boop.
It says you must be this tall to die.
Woo! I'm too short.
You must be this tall to ride the ride.
It's a good thing I have a big enough cloak I can stand on Sky's shoulders and we can walk in.
I remember trekking through a halfling-built fortress, and all the traps were waist height, so the halflings, the gnomes, were always missed by the traps. Once we learned that, we always sent the halfling first. It's like, it won't hit you anyway, just go.
And they just start pointing the traps at a downward angle.
I read it in Elvish first.
And
And
it
then I
sounds
translate.
fucking poetic. Now say it out loud so that the people can hear it.
What is dead may never die. In secrets deep, even truth may lie.
Rin,
Yes?
I'm gonna whisper you.
Clickety click.
Mm,
So that's a little bit foreboding.
just a bit.
So, whatever god is here, what's your name?
Give me a D100. Okay, you don't hear anything.
Okay.
There's a very small chance you would have gotten an answer.
Everyone knows the gods don't speak to anybody except priests, and we're not that, so let's keep going.
All right.
All right, and yeah, with the little detour, unfortunately, it gave the archaeologists and stuff time to get caught up with you guys, and they definitely insist on going down with you. And as you guys,
But,
too
what if
late.
there's trouble?
Yeah, well, they'll make it double.
I
I
also
did that.
translate the foreboding message to them.
Okay, and they're like, huh, that's ominous. But yeah, it's not long before they have a little base camp set up where they're like, okay, this'll be ground zero. It's our safe spot and where we run when something bad might happen. So just know that if you guys are gonna go looking around, this is a spot where we'll be, and you can come back and rest and not be too worried about dying.
But that's our job. We're supposed to go look for trouble. It's what we're paid for.
But we're not supposed to die.
Hang on.
Well, yeah, that would defeat the purpose of getting paid.
There we go.
Ooh, this is a big dungeon.
I'll be right back, guys.
Okie dokie. What time? How long have we been going?
It is 10 p.m.
We've gone for an hour. Everybody, yep.
What is this just like an open room right here?
I don't know. Are you gonna go in there and look around?
Is it blocked by a door? Because I can see into it.
No, it is not blocked by a door. If you can see into it, it is definitely not blocked.
I see torches lit, so I assume they set up.
Yeah, they did. This is basically just vacant space. There's some writing on the walls and stuff, and they look like they're just prayers and stuff that had been etched in. You're getting a weird bird motif going on with a lot of the artwork here. There's depictions of just ravens everywhere.
This is very
Is the writing all in Elvish?
good.
Yes, it's all in Elvish. This is an elven city, so expect everything to be in Elvish.
Do I see any names that the prayers are referencing?
No. As a matter of fact, you don't. They actually only seem to reference the lady. You weren't supposed to see that.
See what?
Exactly. Yeah, all of the prayers seem to be directed to the lady.
Just the lady.
Okay, I'm back.
The lady, the mother, the maiden. No, none of those. Maiden, mother, crone. If we were playing Pathfinder, it would be the Baba Yaga.
We'd have another fucking chicken house.
You would have a chicken house.
Are the prayers pretty generic aside from that?
Yeah, this looks like it was just people offering up prayers to her for protection or to get better or to get some wealth. Give me a what would be a good roll for this? Give me a religion check. 20. You're seeing underlying all these prayers. A lot of them seem to all be, and when I say that you're seeing a lot of prayers written in here, I mean that there's probably thousands written on these walls. But there's an underlying theme, and probably about a third of them all seem to be about forgetting secrets or watching over a dead person or obtaining knowledge. People requesting to get things that they otherwise couldn't.
Forgetting secrets, getting things that they otherwise couldn't, and what else?
And watching over the dead.
Watching over the dead. Is there like a loose stone around or anything anywhere?
Yeah.
Just like a rock.
Mhm.
I just want to pick up a rock.
Yep, you can pick up a rock.
Can I use another rock to write on that rock?
I don't know, can you? Give me a roll.
What do I roll?
Fuck if I know. Give me an... Sky, what would be a good rock on rock roll?
Dexterity?
No, you're trying to write something.
Yeah.
And I basically chisel, so that's athletics?
Would it be a strength one? To try and chisel it?
I mean, you don't
Ah,
have.
fuck it. No, she got a nat 20, so whatever she's trying to do, I'll like even if I misplaced it, it's still a nat 20. Yeah. You're able to rock on rock, and your desired result is
I just write, whoever the lost god is to this place, I hope you don't mind me learning. And then I set it down.
give me a D100.
Ooh, I get another one?
Uh-huh. 53. Okay, yeah, you don't, nothing weird happens when you set down this offering. Toby is like, oh, that's something. I don't know nothing about these elven gods, but that's neat. It's
Did
kind
you
of...
have any?
Hmm?
Have any gods that might resemble elven gods?
No, nothing like that, but there was a masked lady that used to walk around Sigil a lot, and
We don't talk.
we don't talk about her. Yeah, you see that like 10-mile stare on his face, and he's like, I saw a guy get mazed once. We started walking down other roads when we heard she was coming.
Masked lady?
Yeah, she wore a mask too. It was kind of weird. Nothing like that. Nothing. So, no bird themes. It was more like swords.
Hmm.
Right? Swords. Yeah, they were more like swords. All over her mask, and real nice looking robes and stuff. But you didn't.
What
know
is with all the natural 20s?
I don't know
So what is your Arcana for?
what Toby's talking about because I'm overhearing all this.
Tola, as you start thinking about it, you get mazed. Nope, you don't think about it, you got mazed. Make a new character.
Okay, bye guys.
I'm kidding. Your knowledge of the planes is really limited, but after meeting 31 Square and being told about more planar stuff, you had done a little bit of research in the off days, and you'd come across some information about Sigil, and a lot of the talk is about a really scary, omnipotent ruler of the City of Doors called the Lady of Pain. And basically the general consensus is we love her, we don't talk bad about her ever, and people who do don't ever come back.
Right, I don't know what's
Right
going
then.
on, but everyone over there started to look horrified.
Right then.
Yeah, they're probably talking about nerd stuff.
About nerd stuff. Yeah, nailed it.
Trust
All
me,
that-
mate,
all that
don't
religious
think about it
mumble.
too hard.
Also, I don't appreciate this one picture of the Lady of Pain where they gave her a boob window. That shit gets you mazed. How dare you?
See, that's the point.
Ooh, that's a nice picture of her, though.
Wow.
Still terrifying. No, not wow. The boob window picture will get you mazed. You do not loot the Lady of Pain.
You do not fuck with the Lady of Pain. The end.
Anywho. So what now?
Hmm.
Hmm?
All
Guess we
right.
have a path to go down.
I guess so. So if we ever return to Sigil, we just
Don't think about it.
avoid.
Don't think about it.
Don't think about it.
Okay.
Like Tola hasn't shared a name yet. Just don't think about it. So, which way? Right or left?
Oh, let's go right.
Uh,
Going right is always the right choice, right, guys? What?
Halfling
Okay.
logic.
Lee, what are you thinking?
Nothing. I just, yeah, nothing.
Okay.
I can't see anything. Come on, Tola!
Yeah, yeah.
Ooh, a door.
It is a door.
It's totally not trapped. There's nothing wrong with it.
It's made of wood.
It's made of wood. I open it.
It doesn't open.
Uh,
Rattle, rattle.
anybody know how to open that door without breaking it?
Oh. Sky looks dejected. He's like, I know how to open this. Never mind.
Keep in mind that this is a temple to a lost god.
But it's all ruined as it is.
It's already lost. What else could happen?
My brain's gonna go up to the door and perception it. See if we can have a look at it.
You don't see anything weird on this side. There's definitely,
I don't know what you're looking for, but I can tell you from experience that it's locked.
yeah, there's definitely a keyhole right there in the front, next to the handle. It looks like it's not a very complex lock, so it shouldn't be too hard to pick. But on this side of the door, it looks safe.
Question.
Answer.
Would I be able to use prestidigitation to create a key-like
No.
object?
No.
No.
You would have no way of knowing what the mechanism inside would look like to do that.
Can you use prestidigitation to create lockpicks?
No.
No.
You cannot make tools or any type of thing that would be useful in that nature. You can never do anything precise with prestidigitation.
Ah.
Precisely.
Then I guess I'll take out my small thing of thieves' tools and try to pick the lock.
When did you get those?
Back in town.
Grog sold them to me.
Is that a sleight of hand?
Yeah. No.
If it's thieves' tools, you need a
You should
proficiency check.
you should
Yeah,
use
dex
your
plus
proficiency.
Ah, well, yeah.
You can hold on. I'll pull up your sheet here. When you go into the down here to proficiencies tools,
Okay.
right in here, thieves tools. You see where I opened up for you?
Yeah.
Yeah. So put thieves tools. You're proficient with it. Did you when you? No, you're multi-classing, so I don't think you even have the expertise.
I think you get to pick 2 expertise at level 1.
Not when you multi-class. They have specific things.
No, you just can't take multiple skills. Of like the Thieves 6 one, I could only pick one of them to take, or as a bonus.
Yeah, but you get two expertise as part of the class.
Is that
Yeah.
a feature or?
Yeah, that's a level 1 feature.
Oh, then yeah. Did you put that in your thieves tools or something else?
I think I put it into stealth and perception.
Oh, okay.
If I
thieves-
might bring up, according to the rules, unless Rin wants to, never mind. Shutting up.
No, go ahead. What?
The way thieves' tools work apparently is that whenever you go to use a check for disarming a trap or opening a lock, you simply use the ability score and get to add that would be appropriate for whatever task you're doing and add proficiency to it. They aren't actually a toolkit.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
Interesting.
So opening a lock would be dexterity. Say disarming a poison trap could be,
But see,
or a magic trap.
But see,
could be
you
intelligence.
as a rogue, one of their features is you can put that. I guess you would just say it's blanketed across the thing if you apply that expertise to thieves' tools.
Yeah.
It's weird, but that's what
It's not intuitive for the sheet is what's throwing me off. Yeah. Okay. So you'll just have to remember it offhand. Picking a lock has always been dex based, so just do me a dexterity plus your proficiency.
So do I just click on the key? Should I do
Not
okay.
a save, but a dex roll. So then you would just click the dexterity stat. And then you have a +2, 25. Yeah, you more than enough. See, it's just so clunky this way. Blech.
I I know.
I know it's not. No, it's not anything. It's just dumb. It's like why can't it just be a thing so it's easy?
You're supposed to kick down all the doors. Apparently, if
I mean,
Bungie taught us
you can-
anything, you kick down doors at all times.
You can change the ability that you use with thieves' tools, but that would just be tedious.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be less tedious than having to ham hock this every time.
Sky now opens the door.
Click, click. Ching, ching.
Brain's gonna back up now.
As you open it up, you see that with the torch. Do I have a light here? Did I mean to get rid of that?
Ooh, somewhere to put a torch.
Yeah, you stick a torch there so it illuminates a little bit. You see that there's some knocked over pillars and there's the sound of running water to your left. This left. Your character's left,
Yeah.
not the map positioning. There's some stairs that lead up, and for the sake of this map, guys, whenever you see that there's torches, just assume that they're empty sconces because they're not illuminating, giving off any light.
Okay.
Too
But
bad they're empty, or we could just relight them.
well, I didn't obscure them because they're spots where you can put torches if Sky does like he did last time, where he's just dropping torches every so many feet. So I'm prepared to drop spots for torches.
I can't do that. I forgot to buy more.
Oh well, never mind.
Oops.
That
I
was-
saw lunch.
Tola hands Sky 8 more torches.
I mean that's a lot.
Oh, hey! That fixes this problem.
Cool.
So, are you guys anyone going to enter?
Before I do that, do I hear anything else other than the running water? Like Sky puts his arm out before Tola can walk in.
Nope,
Tola
already
just
went.
blows past him
Already in.
and just
Wrong
closes
one.
his eyes a minute and just like,
I
holy
clicked the wrong
shit,
thing.
do I hear anything else other than the running water?
Nope. It's just the
I
running
wasted
water.
that double nat 20 so hard.
Oh, that's a shame.
Tola can't see shit.
You have the torch.
Yep, can't see shit with it, apparently. Oh wait, it would be
Oh.
better if I held it up above my
There's
head.
there's a statue over there in the water.
There is indeed.
where?
As you guys notice that there's a very large and rather deep-looking pool. At the center of it is a raised pillar. It used to have a statue that's toppled over. The statue depicts the same elven woman that Lee had looked at outside, but this version of her, you can make out some facial features that you're basically able to piece together that it's the same one from outside. This one doesn't look as weathered, but she still has the same features. But this one's dressed down more like this was a bathing spot for this statued figure, and directly on the other side here, this wall, you see the statue of the masked woman again, but this time she's holding the jug that's pouring this water source into this pond.
I would like to kneel down and I'm just gonna touch the water.
I'd also like to pull out my own torch because I'm getting annoyed by my limited light sources.
Okay, hold on, let me add some light to you. Oops, I can't do that from the player view. Hold on. Ooh.
Yeah, how deep is it actually?
Oh, that's a great question from that far away.
I'm not that far away. I'm right on the edge.
Did you stick a toe in?
I touch the water.
Are you touching the surface, sticking a hand in?
I'm putting a finger in.
You putting a finger
Trailing
in.
my hands on.
The water is warm, and as you touch it, let's see, hold on, let me check something. You all notice that there's a bit of movement. It's from a shadow that is being given off in this direction, but there's some ripples that kind of extend out this way as there's obvious movement going in the other direction.
My axe is so ready.
Towards where you had touched, and as Sky pulls out his axes and gets ready, you hear a soft giggle. Lee, your hand still in the water?
Yeah.
Pull it out,
Um,
pull it out, pull it out, pull it out. What are you doing?
After a moment, you
I heard.
see that there's a hand that reaches out, and it doesn't grab your hand, but more that the fingers of a humanoid-looking hand extends out of the water and kind of intertwines with your fingers, and then makes that kind of grasping motion. And then a woman's head pokes out of the water, and she's got like a mossy green looking hair, and her eyes are a deep amber, and they look very alien to everybody but Lee.
In Sylvan, I say hello.
Sky
And-
is getting ready to throw his axe.
She smiles, and in Sylvan she responds, "A visitor. I haven't seen anyone in so long."
Have you? How long have you been down here?
"Oh, since the rumbling started."
That was over a century ago, I think.
"That sounds like a very long time."
Have you ever tried to leave?
"Why would I want to leave?"
I don't know. I felt my need to explore.
"But this is my home, and the people here were very nice. I do miss them."
Sky's looking at Lee, looking at the strange thing, looking at Lee, looking at the strange thing. They seem to be having this weird
You
conversation.
guys are basically hearing just cheep 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 cheep, and then she's like chip 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 chip, because they're speaking in Sylvan, so it's basically they're just doing squirrel talk.
They're doing chipmunk noises.
Yeah, they're making chipmunk noises at each other. That's Sylvan. They're making chipmunk noises at each other.
Okay, calm.
Well, my name is Lee.
Squeaking, squeaker, squeak, squeaking.
I haven't seen that movie in so long.
Yeah. So yeah, there you go. You're seeing this woman, and her head's kind of poked out of the water, and she's like, "Oh, I do miss everybody. It's been so quiet."
This is an odd one.
My name is Lee. Ozzy.
Azuli, I like that name.
Do you have a name?
I recall a name, yes.
What was it?
I don't remember.
You don't remember your own name?
No, I haven't heard it said in so long.
What would you like to be called?
What would you like to call me? And you see her perk up, and Toby immediately goes red, and Tula and Braden, as she perks up out of the water, you see that this woman isn't dressed and very attractive, and you guys get a nice glistening view. So does Lee, but she's talking.
Braden's just nodding quietly. I
But
approve.
Toby's being a gentleman, and he turns his head and he's like, "Oh dear."
I would like to call you Pretty, but I don't think that's a name.
You're sweet.
Chip, 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 chip.
Chip 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 chip.
Sky, don't look. You're too young for this.
I'm older than you! Oh, hey, she's, yeah, okay. There's another corridor down that way, and that way's a dead end.
Your friends are very handsome.
I know, right?
Anyway, pointedly look at people that can make these kind of rolls.
But he's very loud.
What kind
Yes.
of rolls? I don't understand what you're saying.
He wanted to kick the door down, but I convinced him to let him unlock it first.
And you see her cover her mouth, and she's like, "Oh no, you can't do that. That would be very disruptive to the temple."
I thought it might.
I don't think she's seen the temple recently. I mean, chip, 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 chip.
Do you know who this temple belonged to before?
Yes, I do. It belonged to, and she swims over to the statue, and, she kind of, like, touches it sad, or sorrowfully, and she's like, it belonged to, the three gods. It belonged to Coralon, the husband, and Aranshi, his first wife, and and it belonged to Coralon and Aranchi. Yeah.
My God, when you read what I sent you, you're gonna think it's perfect.
Oh, I didn't read it either. It's
When you
like,
do.
yeah, no, I'm just like, I haven't read that, and I don't know what it is yet, and I want to read it, but no, this is all coming.
So Sarah's a. I can't remember the god's name, but I thought there was another one.
Yes, there was a third one. I do recall that as well.
Hmm. There's a group of humans in the other room. Would they bother you?
No. It's been a really long time since anyone's been to the temple. You can tell them that they're welcome to come over here if they like. And she kind
Am I
of,
welcome to come over there?
she kind of giggles and gets a bit red. And she's like, into the water.
Are you inviting me?
Not with your friends around. That'd be embarrassing.
To everyone else, I say she doesn't remember her name.
What is she?
Do I? I
What
obviously know
is
what
she?
she is, right?
Give me a nature check.
Do I get advantage because?
Yeah, you
Faye?
absolutely get advantage because of your studies. Yeah, this is a nymph.
She is a nymph.
Oh, I think my mom told me a story about them once. Don't they try and sleep with like everything? God damn
They
it,
can
Ren.
charm you. Her, my powers are very similar to hers. I actually think that's where mine are derived from.
Are you still speaking in Sylvan, or did you go back?
I thought you were talking to me.
Yeah, that's why I was.
Cheep, 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 cheep,
I
cheep,
was.
cheep, cheep, cheep. But the Sky's like, what?
And then I'll go back to Sylvan. Do you speak common?
No. I spoke the language of the priest that came around here, though.
What language was that?
And she switches to Elven, and she's like, "This one, your people's language."
I speak
hey,
that
I
one
can
too.
understand this. I can understand this one.
Oh, hi. You're weird. No, that's rude. You're exotic looking.
I'm a turtle. Nice to meet you.
I've never met a turtle. It's very nice to meet you.
Are they gonna eat us, or are they good people? I just keep hearing squirrel talk.
I switch back to common. Nymphs are, they're usually very nice.
Oh,
Mhm.
okay,
We're
good.
very nice.
Just don't, yeah.
Oh, she didn't hear that. Ignore her.
Don't what?
Their abilities, if you try to hurt them, they charm you.
But she's being nice.
Yes, yes.
But then why would I hurt them? Her.
That's just their ability to defend themselves.
Okay, Sky looks very confused, and he goes up here and peers down this corridor.
You sometimes attack things you have no business attacking, Sky.
That is so untrue! I always have business, and they deserve it. Because they're all dead now.
Wow.
Yep. Wow.
Except for the devil.
I was not the one that attacked that one. Looks at Lee.
That's true.
In Sylvan, I say, I attacked a devil without knowing it.
Devils are really nasty people.
They really are.
I don't think you could be qualified to speak.
Wow. Don't say that around Sigil.
Say that around Crowley.
How about Vanima?
Well, I haven't rolled a nat 1 outside of combat yet. I'm the only one who hasn't.
Vanima?
Yeah. It is a word that that means beautiful.
And how do you spell it, just for my sake?
Banima.
Okay. I wasn't sure if it was an E or an I. I had it right the first time. So...
And we can call you Nima for short.
And now it's fixed. Vanima. I like Vanima. I think that is a fitting name.
More notes for me to type.
You know, I think some of my powers are derived from your abilities.
Really?
Yeah. I'm not very strong, but I'm trying to learn how to charm others.
Ooh. And you see her, like, kind of bobbing and a little bit of interest, and she's like, really? Charming? Is that how you got so many men to follow you?
You know, I'm actually not sure. Maybe.
Interesting.
Back at Sylvan, right?
Yeah. And then in common, I say, "Hey, everyone, are you all charmed by me?"
What?
Just watching Sky run around the map.
This guy is walking around, pacing, and he's like, I want to move on, but they're talking, but I want to move on.
Nima, do you know if there's any other, any dangers around here?
Well, I know there aren't any dangers here at my pond.
Is there anything else that wanders the halls, or...?
Nothing that's gone through this way, no. Nobody ever comes down here to visit me.
How deep is the pond? Does it look anyway?
You kind of kneel down and you stick your arm into the water, and it's warm to the touch, almost tinglingly so. Like a good tingle, not an alarming tingle. But as you reach your little halfling arm in, you don't really touch the bottom. You imagine it's probably... you would have trouble standing without it, going over your shoulders. But you're a halfling. So it looks,
yeah, I know.
But it looks deeper than the kiddie pool, the halfling pool.
How far from your pond can you travel?
I haven't really tried.
Well, while you're all having this nice conversation, Sky puts his axes down, he has the torch way above his head. Splash!
You see her perk up, and she's like, "Did you want to swim with me?" And she
Can't
says in
understand
Elven.
He doesn't speak Elven or Sylvan.
Flash,
Oh.
flash, flash,
Braden calls out in comment. She asked if you wanted to swim with him.
I'm
With
just
her.
looking at the statue. I'm trying not to drown. It's very deep.
Give me an athletics.
How
Halfling
was it
floundering.
very- How was it very deep? And why
25.
didn't you
You're
think
fine.
someone else could do this better?
Yeah, you all see Sky actually pretty gracefully get into the water, and he's doing a good job keeping the torch over the water, and the nymph looks impressed, and she's watching him, and she's like, "It's
I just had a mental image of him dog paddling while holding the torch in his
That
mouth.
is actually exactly what he's doing.
very impressive." And
Though it's more of a frog battle.
she looks to Tula, and she's like, or Braden, you were the one who talked to her, right?
Yeah. I told Sky about what she said.
Oh, okay. Tula talked to her, though, right? In Elven?
That he wouldn't be able to understand her, yeah.
Okay. She looks to you, and she's like, "Could you tell him that people normally are not dressed when they're in the pond? It's kind of sacred."
Sky, you're supposed to be naked when you get into the pond. It's sacred.
It's a little late now! I wish you told me before, and while he's here, he's going to perception the statue for any writing or whatnot. An 11.
And
He's the best.
Um,
Swims around it.
Yeah, you do
Just-
actually see some writing there at the base. It's better condition than the stuff outside, so there is some writing in Elven there.
Well, there's some writing down here, but I can't read it. I try and pronounce it the best I can in very broken Elven. in the hopes that someone can understand it for me.
Oh boy.
I can understand it.
Sky,
Sky-
just give me a second.
No, I want somebody to roll an int with disadvantage because of the broken halfling or the halfling
did
trying
you
to
say?
speak broken elven.
What did you say about Grog's mom?
Cole
Whoa!
will walk over, take off his cloak, and then just pull off the shawl he's always wearing. Surprise, turtle's naked underneath. Doesn't matter.
Vanima blushes,
Up to
and
the water.
she's kind of a greenish teal, but you see like a little bit of red, and she covers her eyes, and then it's very obvious that she parts some fingers and she's peeking, and she's like, "Oh my!"
I don't think we can see anything anyways. If I can.
No.
Shh,
Sure.
shh, it's still lewd. Everybody just saw Tula naked.
You don't need to come over here. I said it just fine.
Did I understand what he said?
The 16.
Yeah, I mean, technically, you still would have understood it. Between you translating his broken English and Tola reading it, you see that the statue, the little engravings on it, basically talks about how this is a statue dedicated to Aranshi, and it says along the lines of Aranshi most beloved, Coraline and I adore you. Enjoy the waters and the weaving of fate.
It's a weaving of fate. It's a weaver.
Well, whoever
Never
the
mentions her
missing
name.
god is apparently very fond of Aranshi. And
Well, Sky is gonna swim out, get out of the water, and dripping whitey walks over to Lee and just says, "Can you dry me off?"
Well, that's why you take your clothes off before you get in the water. And
Yeah,
she's still
next time just
speaking.
get naked.
is there any section of the pond that looks like it might be deeper?
Towards the middle in the back here. But
Sky blinks.
Tula, as you're getting in, how tall are you again? Because I'm never
five-
sure with turtles.
5'9".
5'9". You're touching the bottom right now where you are. It's probably just a little bit over your chest. Getting
That's why I'm
closer.
looking for anywhere.
Well, getting
anywhere
closer to the
deeper.
shoulders. Yeah, deeper would be in the back here, and you imagine
Yeah, like-
that's where she kind of makes her home.
I'll cast Prestidigitation on Sky and say,
Just,
next time, remember to get naked.
stick my head
Yeah,
under,
sure,
see
but
if I
didn't
can
think you were
find
that
anything
interested.
that other people can't find, just being limited to the surface.
Okay.
Did you hear what my response to Lee?
No.
I said, "Yeah, sure, but I didn't think you were that interested."
Tola's gonna have a burn.
Toby kind of
Okay.
shrugs. He's like, eh.
And try to keep the torch above the water while looking around.
She kind of swims over and she's like, "Oh, no, that's my home. Please don't wander too far over there. Privacy, please."
Tola pokes his head back above the water. Oh, sure.
Thank you. And she smiles.
Sorry, we're on a bit of a knowledge-seeking expedition, so
Oh, I do love
we
knowledge.
can understand.
Oh yes, of course. Anyone with a big brain is very attractive, and she kind of smiles.
Huh. Well, I'll leave it alone then. Give you your privacy.
I'll
Nima?
stop being knowledgeable. Yes,
Actually, DM,
yes.
would I be able to put that statue back together over the course of an evening by casting Mending constantly?
That's a big amount of mendings.
That is a good question. It's broken into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4. You probably need about 4 mendings to do so, but yeah, you guess that you could probably put it back together. They're pretty heavy, so you'd need somebody to actually be able to move them into place.
As long as the break or tear is no larger than 1 foot in any dimension.
Oh, hold on. I'm gonna pull this up so I can read and kind of DM arbitrate, because I don't
Like-
have an issue with it, but let's see what the confines of the rules are.
I imagine it would be like just like fixing part of it, fixing more of a part of it, fixing more of a part of it.
Well, it specifies a broken chain link, 2 halves of a key, a torn clack. So it sounds more like it fixes small breaks, and because this is a big statue, it's probably outside of the basic magic's ability. This spell can physically repair a magic item or construct, but the spell can't restore magic to such an object. Now see, that's a weird bit to put in, that it can fix a construct, but its dimensions are so small. It does specify no larger than 1 foot in any dimension.
I think there's a stronger version.
There might be. Which is probably why this one is so limited.
I'm not aware of any stronger version of it.
There's a stronger version in 3.5. I don't think it exists for 5.8.
As this is going on, Tola pulls himself out of the water, dries himself off, collects his clothing.
I mean, I could. I mean, if the GM will allow it, I could try making charisma checks to, like, for focus. I don't know.
I'm kind of looking up online to see what other people's opinions of using it for larger scale is. So give me just a second, and I'll give a decision on it.
No problem.
Because I'm not against you trying to fix it. It's just the spell is kind of limiting. But if there's something else, it would be a justifiable reason to say no. But if there isn't something, then I'm willing to bend it to make it work. And I'm just trying to see if there's something else that does what you're looking for. And I'm not... Mending's a cantrip, right?
Yeah.
So really, you wouldn't even need to spend a whole lot of time, and it's not taking up a huge resource.
I imagine
I
it would
have
just be mostly
a
time-consuming.
I have a solution for this. You can spend a higher spell slot, and it'll be able to do what you need. I'm willing to say you can give up a first level spell slot to have it fix something like a statue,
Okay.
so that it works a little harder. Because that way it's not abusable like a cantrip would be. Because if you're, giving up a resource to do it, you have to make that choice. Is it worth giving up while you're doing something else? Because I know it's like I get what you're doing. It's a very nice story reason to do it, and I don't want to penalize that sort of thing. So yeah, with a first level spell, you can repair it if you want to.
3.5 version was first level anyway, which was make whole.
Yeah, you're right. Make whole. Sorry. Continue.
Nima,
Yes.
we do have to explore a little bit and make sure that the area is safe. But if you'd like, I can try fixing that statue for you.
And you see her brighten up a little bit, and she's like, "Would you really? I do so miss that, and it does take up a lot of room for swimming."
Sky
with it
just
knocked
Sky
over."
just has a sudden thought fly into his brain, and he can't help but say it out loud. If we got a fishbowl and scooped up a bunch of her water, could she just come with us?
I translate that to Nima.
Well,
Guy would need a pretty big bowl.
A cauldron, then. She can
you
sit in it.
you see her puff her cheeks out at you, implying that she needs a big bowl.
I'm not saying you're fat, I'm saying bowls are tiny.
Mm-hmm.
A cauldron, then. She can sit in it. I can carry
I
it. It'd be
have to
fine.
have said that in common for Sky to understand me, and she doesn't understand common.
And then she starts talking about genociding the Sky people,
Whoa, that got dark very quickly.
right?
You called her fat.
You called her fat. Now she wants to genocide all the Sky people.
Cut out, but I assume you said all the turtles.
No, all the Sky
Tonight-
people.
Tonight she dines on
That was
portals.
that was a Monster Prom joke, but
Oh yeah, I remember that.
She kind of thinks about it and she's like, well, you could technically move where my pond is. It's kind of magical, and I've always lived here, at least as far as I could remember. Um, it's not so much that it's the water, but it's just where I'm, tied to, and
Do you know if there's a portal to the Feywild anywhere around here?
Oh, right.
yes, there was a portal here. It led to, and you see her like click her tongue for a minute, and she's like, yes, there was a portal.
Do you remember where it led to? Was it dangerous?
I can't say. I didn't really go too far beyond the waters here. But I know people talked about there being a portal, yes. And it was not on this plane. Mm-hmm. And she nods.
Okay.
That's sky level of intelligence.
If it helps, I had to get here somehow, and she kind of shrugs.
I imagine. So you're able to change where you are tied to?
I suppose I could. I would need another lake, and I couldn't be too far from this one for long.
I imagine. Maybe someday I can repair the land around here.
Maybe. That would be nice. Would that mean
But-
more people could come visit?
Probably. It might take a very long time, but
Out of character, she's been here 1,000 years. What another 100 can't hurt, or a century. She's been here 100 years. Another 100 won't hurt.
yeah. All right. So we're going to explore. I'm going to try to save my magic to make sure that all of these men do not die.
No, you
but
don't
when
want to
we
lose your
return-
men.
Yeah. When we return, if I have enough energy, I'll try to repair that statue for you.
Thank you. And she looks at Braden. She looks over to you, Braden. She's like, "Hey, come here," and she curls a finger at you. Braden.
I'm gonna slowly make his way over here.
I just saw Sky brush over. It's like, no, the
It's
other
just like-
halfling.
I see I see her looking at the halfling and making motions, and I'm like,
Must protect my liege.
must protect my liege. Must protect. Must protect.
Yeah, as Braden, as you get closer, she kind of swims up and she's like, closer.
He's gonna crouch down to get lower, which doesn't, get him that much lower, but gets
No.
closer to her.
And she reaches out and she kind of brushes a hand through your hood and pulls it back, and she rustles your dark hair for a minute and giggles, and then leans in and gives you a big old wet kiss, and you feel a little more invigorated, and you're hit with a bless that'll last you for an hour.
Oh snap!
He's gonna stand back up with this giant goofy smile on his face.
All of a sudden, I wish I could speak Elvish.
And she's like, wow, I haven't seen one of you before. And you're rather small, but hopefully not too
Sure
small.
you did. It's like I haven't seen one of you before. Out of character. Sure you did. You just saw me. Oh wait, I'm a foot taller than he is. Damn it.
Yep, and we'll let what she actually said just fall under the radar.
Thank you, Corey. Thank you for talking over everyone.
That's all right. He didn't need to hear it. He would have groaned if he did.
Braden's gonna speak
I
in
heard
Elvish.
it.
He said the taller one can't speak your language. We can't speak Elvish.
You're pointing at me. Why are you pointing at me again?
No reason. Just
Okay,
letting
but
her know
no-
you don't. Just letting her know you don't understand anything she's saying.
You're right. It sounds really, really
The dumb
magical.
ones. The dumb ones are always cute. And she kind of waves over to Sky.
Sky
Bunch of
waves.
Snickers.
Sky waves back stupidly.
Brayden's trying so hard not to laugh.
Toby's just like, man, he gets all the luck. He remembers Lee standing next to him, and he's like, I mean...
I just smile and give him a kiss on the cheek.
Ah, there we go. Now I feel blessed, too.
Sky's pushing ahead.
Hashtag blessed.
You
Hashtag
people and
butts.
your lips. This is so weird.
Oh, that's right.
All right.
You don't have.
he's
Sky
got
runs
a.
back.
He's got a.
You
beak.
don't have lips.
He's got a beak.
Sky, did you happen to see anything that was up those stairs behind us?
Yeah, it's just a collapsed passage. Looks like. Because I did go
Yeah,
up there.
up here, yeah, that is rubble from a collapsed passage. This room, Sky, this was just another open waiting room that also had scribblings and Elven in it.
Okay, come back over. Yeah, there's nothing over there. It just looked like ruins and more scribbles.
Oh, scribbles. I'll
Toby-
be right back.
Toby scoots over to Tola and he's like, "So if we gave you a giant strawberry, would you eat it for us?"
What?
Where is this line of questioning coming from?
Because you don't have lips.
I'm still not sure I get the context.
I mean,
That
it's,
character, I do.
turtles eating giant strawberries. It's adorable. He's like, it's nothing. I've always wanted a turtle when I was little, and you know, people were like, oh yeah, it's so cool watching them try and eat fruit and stuff, because you know they're like, yeah, and he makes like a biting gesture with his hand. He's truly still Ted at heart.
It really has only been a week, right?
You're
What do these scribbles say, by the way?
Give me
This guy's gonna just plop down over here and watch this exchange with just wonder in his eyes.
No, they're still
It's
Elven, so you're reading them. These ones seem more of like a song, and it's talking about a lot of the verses seem to be missing a phrase or a word here and there, and they just seem to be, you know, implying that this is the lady again. But it's a song that's talking about her admiration for Aranshi and her admiration for Coralon, and yeah.
I make a mental note to return here to record that song. Because I think that might take time.
meanwhile,
Meanwhile, awkward conversation about fruit and Tola.
it's just like this guy. Somehow you're both older than me and that less mature.
Well,
You've seen me eat in the mornings.
I mean, I haven't, but
We just had breakfast at the camp.
I wasn't watching you eat. That's weird.
And talking about giving me a giant strawberry just to see me eat it isn't weird.
This whole time, I'm just translating to Nima.
And she's just dying of laughter.
Sky is just looking on in wonder at the side of the pond here, just looking back and forth, like, what?
You know what? Let's just forget it. I think we should just keep moving on. Forget I
agree.
said anything. We'll just pretend
Okay,
this didn't happen.
Down here.
I think that was cute. Don't go far. Wait for us. We'll be back, Nima.
Just follow
Okay.
the line!
And then all your torches burn out.
Fuck! Did she say if anything was dangerous down this path? Who stares?
She
Haha,
doesn't.
She doesn't leave her pond.
She doesn't know. She can't leave her pond. She's tied to it.
Yeah.
Right,
So as you enter through the hall, oh sorry, you were gonna do something, right? Go.
So yeah, right before as the last one out, he turns around, gives her a polite wave and a bashful nod, goes, "Ma'am, have a great day."
Milady, he
You
tips
need a
his
hat
hood.
to tip.
I tip my cowl. Thank you very much. Put it back on.
Braden.
But Braden.
All
All right. So as you guys step into this area here, you see that this is looks like it was an old library or a place for storing some information. These are bookshelves stacked with. When I say scrolls, I don't mean magic scrolls, but they're definitely rolled up texts. And there's a couple of books and stuff, but the Saint of Fate way of keeping stuff is definitely scroll-based more than book and tome and
Is that a skull?
grimoire
I
and
am-
volume. And
I'm
yeah, that's a skull. There's a skull hanging out there. The Empire has a skull motif. We're not really sure why, but they like
They
skulls
suck,
everywhere.
that's why.
Yeah, no, it's a skull. It's just kind of hanging out there. It looks like it's a display skull and not like we killed a guy and put his head here kind of skull. It looks like it's an academic skull.
What kind of academic skull?
Give me
I'm
a
very-
nature check.
You were saying, Lee? Oh, he rolls.
I was going to say I very, very carefully, very gingerly
18.
very gingerly browse the scrolls in the writing and see if there's anything interesting.
Okay. Tula, as you get closer and you examine the skull, you're surprised to see that it's not an elf skull. It's not a human skull. It's more shaped like a turtle skull. No, it's actually a turtle skull.
Whoa.
It's actually a turtle skull.
It's actually a turtle skull.
Well, this is unsettling.
Just gazing,
What do I know about displayed turtle skulls?
gazing into your own mortality.
Is this common, or is this like signifying there might have been turtles here, or just?
This is, as you're looking at it, you're getting the sense that the way that it was kept and put on display, that it is absolutely there for academic purposes. It's not a trophy. They didn't torture and kill anything. It's part of the library.
Was this from back when they were first interacting with my people?
Very likely.
Huh.
I found more books!
He puts it in his sack.
Okay. So he stores away. Add one turtle skull to your inventory.
Oh, hey guys, I found
Is it
another
morbid
statue
or
in
anything?
stairs.
It's guy, would you stop running off constantly?
I'm not running off, you're right there! I can see you just fine.
See you.
Also,
Uh-huh.
My ears twitch at all of that, but I am browsing the shelves to see what kind of material is here.
also.
Oh yeah, I can't see Sky's light source, so I can't track him.
That's fine. Also, disregard that. There's no stairs.
Oh, there's no stairs.
Yeah, I didn't realize that was there. There's no stairs.
Okay, found another statue! Stop wandering off, Sky. I'm not wandering off! Out of character, you're all within one movement action, that's all I'm doing.
Okay, but again, I can't see whatever your light source is, so I can't follow you. I have to. The moment you move out of my light source, I can't see you anymore. That's what I
I'm
was trying to
carrying my own torch, how do you not see me?
I don't see your light source.
That is weird, but okay.
Once you get out of the range, you can't see it. I don't have it set that way. I should probably set it that way. Yep. I mean, you really shouldn't be able to see it if he's too far away, but I can't really make it so that it's like, if you're over there, oh, why would you do that? Why would you do that? I'm yelling at the game, not you guys. Yeah, so, sorry, Lee, you were investigating. You're looking through the scrolls. As you're looking through them, these are various anthropological documentations of the various races being found in the southern reaches of the Sainafate, including the turtle.
Huh. Chula,
Yes.
there were turtle in the Cinefade.
Uh,
In
We
the
know
southern
there are
reaches.
we know there are total in the state of fate. This is, I'm guessing this all predates when the races made the first alliance. Because, well, found more of their study materials over here.
Is this a door or is this like tile connectors? I can't
Tile
tell.
connectors.
Okay.
And he pulls out the turtle skull.
Pulls out the turtle skull.
I'm gonna go check these shelves over here now.
And then puts it away because apparently not it.
Oh wait, what? I'll run back over to Chula.
I said this entire thing's the library seems to predate the alliance between our peoples when we were first interacting, because they have, and he pulls out the skull. An academic.
Cut out.
Wow, this place could be that old.
It could
Yeah.
be. It could be. But yeah, a lot of the scrolls and stuff as you're taking your time and unfurling one and looking it over. There's a lot of sketches and studies of various things. There's a few designs of the turtles. There's a few designs of avian-looking humanoids. You don't recognize these. There's also strangely some depictions of elves with wings, but you've never seen that before within the Sainafate or any other text talking about these weird-looking winged elves. There's a few scribblings on the tieflings and the demon wastes, and there's more than a couple autopsies of humans and things like that.
Do you really want to go through all of this?
Tola goes out on like a weird, like, a limb because he's really interested in seeing if they have any sort of information on like dragons in here. Because if this predates their extinction, he'd hope to find some information that maybe he didn't have before.
Give me an investigation.
Investigation.
And I'm gonna look for anything relating to the Cinefate's history.
8.
8. You don't find anything on dragons, unfortunately.
Do I see any more writing on this statue with a 9?
With a 9, to you it looks more like calligraphy chicken scratch. Lee, you don't. Well, actually, Sainafate information's probably pretty low bar. So yeah, you would find some stuff on it.
Hey guys, I found some cuneiform. Does anyone speak cuneiform?
That's a really big
What?
word for a barbarian.
Shut up. I love to make this joke.
Lee, as you're looking over the
How are
stuff,
you talking about?
you find information that seems to be talking about the Empress of the Sainafate, and it's talking about. Did I give her a name? Let me just double check before I go making up one for her.
This is the current Empress.
It's. Did I give a name to the current Empress?
I don't think so.
Don't think so.
Not my notes, but I'm
You're not
an
from
elf,
there.
so
If it's not in Lee's, then I'm going to assume I didn't. But I think I only gave you a name for the general you had inquired about. So. Ooh, that's a mouthful. All right.
Yeah, it just says the Empress, so I don't have a name yet.
Okay, cool. That's what I thought. The text you're reading talks about the coronation of Amloriel Qui Raleigh. Forgive my elven butchering. This is why I don't play elves very often. the fuck kind of name is Jim? So yeah, this is the coronation of the Elven Empress, and what sticks out to you though as you're looking through it is this date back about 5,000 years ago.
Jeez. And
You recognize that this is the same name of your current Empress. And like,
what was the name?
Elves don't use like the first or the 22nd. Let's see here. I'll add it into the Saint of Fate thing so I don't have to pronounce it again. I'll make you pronounce it, because I'm a benevolent and evil DM like that.
While this is going on, Tola's gonna go look at the thing.
Uniform.
Sky was.
Do the thing.
Do the thing. 11.
It's better than a 2.
Hand out.
That one on the other side.
Yeah, whoop-a-bo. So, Cachet and Morph, these matter to you because you're a citizen too.
Yes.
Pow. So,
Broken. Long ago when the worlds were black and a rolling torrent of chaos. A spark broke through the astral nothingness, and from a spark came conflagration. A conflagration gave way to salt. Salt became... Oh, here we go. Amlaruriel Kiralai.
yeah. That sounds right.
Amlaruriel Amlaruriel
Amlarui.
Kiralai.
It's like that R-U-I-L just gets stuck in the tongue.
Amlaruriel
Blech.
Kiralai.
Amlaruriel Kiralai. Yes.
This guy's gonna be right back.
And actually it is... I'm going to fix this real quick. This is... There you go. Now it's fixed. Did that pop up?
Yes. Summer Empress.
There you go. Hint, hint, cough, cough.
Hint, hint, cough,
It's the
cough.
Summer Empress. 5,000 years old. Do I know anything in my studies about hearing the Empress being immortal or anything?
Nope, that is entirely odd. Elves do not live that long.
I'm going to tuck this away.
Meanwhile, do I notice anything about the thing Sky was pointing me towards?
Well, now that I can answer that question, you're looking this one over. This is a statue of that familiar androgynous-looking elf. He's more in a relaxed pose now, but he's holding his sword and his bow, and there's some engravings down there. And this one more reads, to Coralon, greatest husband, most beloved. I'll keep your secrets and watch over the lost. I'll always be here. And then it just says lady instead of whatever was written there before. And it's very obvious that lady is imposed over something else, but it doesn't look like somebody forced it, but it looks like the stone physically had to change to reshape the word, because it looks distorted around everything else.
Huh.
Or compared to everything else.
Trying to see if I can do anything about that. You say it's like imposed over, but it's not like
It looks like the stone around the letters that made lady were changed, and the you can see distortion to the stone. It looks like there was a word that used to be there, and the physical makeup of reality bent it to make this word instead.
New question.
Yes.
Can mending return something that was changed to the way it was before, or is that not considered broken?
You can certainly try.
I'm wondering if I have anything in my repertoire that might help with that,
Repertoire.
but
Well, I'm not over there yet, so
the only thing I could try to do would be illuminate if there were any grooves like behind it, if it had been just carved over, but if it's actually warped, I don't think I have anything that does that. This is an odd one, but I guess that means the
I'm back.
Welcome back.
elf, the sword and the hawk is Coralon. It's like, shouldn't this have clicked for us if they are elven gods?
Yeah, I mean, you know that Aranshi and Coralon are married. It's information that was kind of up front. The mystery really is who's this third person.
Oh, I more meant when we were in the courtyard and inspecting the statues, wouldn't it have kind of clicked that these were depicting gods that we would have been familiar with?
No. Maybe.
Or have they never been depicted this way before? Is this what you're telling us?
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. These look more like hipster modern art depictions instead of
Considered modern art.
instead of traditional. Like it would be treated like it kind of
With how old this place is, these would probably be the originals.
nah, but this city is supposed to be different and cutting edge. This would be like these versions would be very Renaissance compared to more medieval versions of statues that you would have seen. If that gives a good example, where it's like these would probably be. You're like, oh man, I can't believe somebody put that much detail into the nipple groove of the robe coming over Aranshi. How exotic and racy, but look at the fine facial details instead of just here's a shrine to Coralon. It's usually just a crescent moon.
Then they went and broke her arms off.
Yep, and then they went and broke her arms off. But yeah, so the statues kind of strike you as weird, but basically once it's clear that it's Aranshi and Coralon that they're referring to, you know that he's the chief patron deity of the Saint of Fate wild gods, and Aranshi is the goddess of fate and his consort wife, waifu. People are splitting
So the
up.
loom is here spinning the tapestry.
Mhm.
Is there any sort of information on him having like a specialized bird he normally keeps around?
Absolutely.
Meanwhile, on the other side of the map, hey, is that a portal?
No, it's not a portal. In fact, there are 8 standing, motionless statue-like figures surrounded by a pool of glowing green stuff.
This looks really weird. Hey,
Also-
magic people.
Also, the sound of running water coming from the north and south of these positions.
Brayden, where'd the others go?
We're
That's
over.
a good
We're
question.
over here
There's some
till he
glowing
calls
water
down
over
to
here.
you. It's
Guys,
like we're not that far, really.
Just follow the lights, says the halfling, waving the torch in the air.
You're not
can't
gonna
get
die.
over-
That I
That
can't
can't
see
get
your
over
lights.
the elf's head.
Have I ever seen glowing water like this back at home?
Give me an
or-
Arcana check.
I will do this as well.
Lee,
30.
you think this is happy fun time party juice? Tula, on the other hand, you know that green glow is not a good sign. It
Don't.
looks
touch it.
It you can see that the figures standing around it aren't real. They're also statues, but they're cowled. They're carved to look like they're wearing cowls over their heads, and they have bird masks obscuring their faces as well. Particularly, a beak-like protrusion comes out around where the nose is, and it looks like it shapes out that far, but it leaves the mouths exposed. But they've got their robed hands folded across their chests, and they're kind of gazing into the pool.
And what kind of?
I'm beginning to
effect
understand
is
why this. Sorry, go ahead.
Like you say, I know this. I understand that this isn't like good.
Oh yeah, no, it's
like,
not good.
What kind of effect would this be if I'd have any sort of knowledge on the matter? I know it's not good. Detect magic?
Yeah, you'd need to detect magic.
Okay. Give me some time to study this, because I know it's not good. I'm just not sure how bad,
All right.
if that makes sense.
He really likes those maracas. So
It's your
yeah,
fault.
you all watch him dance around for 10 minutes, and then his eyes start to glow blue, and he looks it over, and you detect that it is...
While he's doing that, I'm going to cast Edible Courage and hand everybody a piece of candy.
Ooh, piece of candy.
Ooh, piece of candy.
Well,
you're,
thank you.
you're detecting faint necromancy.
Okay, then. How faint and, like, exactly where?
Like it's a weak aura. When I say faint, I mean it's a weak aura. It's not strong necromancy.
But it's permeating the pool?
Yes.
Just the entirety of it? Oh.
Happy fun time juice.
It's got traces of necromancy, not powerful necromancy, but still necromancy, so...
Does that mean it's a pool of death?
It's a dead
Quite
pool.
possibly.
So it's a pool
Close.
of death, right then. Going away from that. Ooh, more water.
So I'm going to I'm going to circle around and study the statues and anything along the edge of the pool, see if I notice anything.
Wonder if there's another nymph in here.
Stick your hand in and find out.
I am not that dumb.
Jesus.
No, you don't find anything.
Wish I had something I could try and get a sample of this in.
Stick your hand in it.
I
Stab
can
the
stick
DM.
my hand in it.
Does anyone have a stick?
I got all these torches. Yeah, I got a stick. I go over to Lee and I hand her one of my javelins. There you
All
go.
Is anyone opposed to me touching the water with the stick? Javelin.
Just don't... How much about magic would I know if wood conducts necromancy?
You probably wouldn't.
Out of character, chances are the wood would melt,
Maybe.
but it's probably not
technically-
that strong.
It's technically
I-
dead, so it might turn it into a zombie stick.
Zombie stick.
I mean, I'm not gonna stop you forcibly, but I still wouldn't recommend it. Perhaps we get some of the other scholars in here, because maybe they'd know more, but as it stands right now, pool of necromancy.
Braden goes, yeah, and then we can use one of them to test the water. I mean,
Looks over at Braden. Is necromancy flammable?
What?
he puts his finger up to answer with his mouth open, and it slowly closes as he just lowers his hand.
Out of character. I don't know. I just thought that would be something he would say and be concerned over.
For now, let's not test it till we can get one of the other people in here to look at it, maybe.
touch it, touch it, touch
Ren.
it. Yep.
Spell?
Just prestidigitation. It says I can make objects would I be capable of making one of the like a bird-shaped icon like the masks?
Yeah.
Maybe I could make one of those, like a bird-faced icon, and toss it in the pool?
Well, anything made by prestidigitation appears to be an illusion.
Well,
It doesn't say that.
it's not an illusion. You just can't make anything precise. But it will vanish in an hour.
I mean, yeah, and by the nature of magic, it's still going to be a magic thing and not a real thing.
Like if you make a block of wood, prestidigitation will make a block of wood. It's a block of wood that will disappear in 1 hour.
Do you really want to try and fake out a forgotten god?
I don't want to fake out a god. All right. Well, anyone have any other ideas?
Main idea right now is get scholars.
While they're all discussing that, Braden's going to use his primeval awareness again to see if there are any humanoids of any kind down here.
You're not detecting anyone else within the confines of the walls in the immediate area, and there's no blips on your halfling dar.
What does that statue look like? That's just one of the vases pouring in.
Yeah, it's just a woman pouring again. Same on the other side.
A woman.
Well, let's keep looking around then.
A woman.
Hang on really quick. I want to just test this out. And I pull out another javelin, and I just quickly whack the water with it.
Splash. Nothing happens.
Okay.
That'd be really cruel to keep a nymph in a fountain.
Hey, it's the NPC's world. I don't expect anything. I'm just going around. Do. Oh, another fountain!
Yep, it's
Splash.
in the fountain. Nothing.
Okay.
We're just supposed to make sure it's not dangerous, and well, as long as they know about the danger, it's not
Full of
as
death.
dangerous.
Oh, I just got an idea.
Ooh.
Run that by me first, if you don't mind.
I was thinking that maybe I could, because I've been getting that uneasy feeling ever since entering this temple, like there's something here. I was thinking maybe I could use my my magic coin to try and reach out to whatever that is.
Oh.
Uh,
Oh. Clever
are
girl.
you sure that's a good idea?
No.
Far be it from me to stop you then.
Okay.
Sky's left.
Sky's the limit.
So, I'm going to take out the coin,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm going to cast Prestidigitation to make a little bird icon and set it down on the floor. And as I'm turning the coin over, I'm going to say, I cannot find your name. Who is the lost god?
All right, high or low?
Ooh. Let's go low.
All right, give me the D100.
Would it be a D2 because I'm using the coin?
It's the same thing.
Jesus.
And yeah, so you flip the coin, you drop the effigy in, and everybody kind of waits for a minute. The splash is followed by a sizzle, and you see the wood twist and turn into a zombie tree, and then it decays away and it sinks down into the bottom as the magic fizzles up. But there's no response.
Well,
Well, it was worth a try.
I will meditate on this.
At least you tried.
Hey guys, I found another hallway.
I probably
That
upped my
wouldn't take
chances
that
from
away.
like 5% to like 50%.
Why are you guys staring at the necro pool?
Necro.
All right.
It gives a
Mr.
witty,
Johnny.
sarcastic line back at you.
It's like, and why aren't you?
Sky leaves. Sky leaves very fast.
Guys, do you want me to try to cast mending on that statue where the name was?
Later.
Okay, later.
Not
Major
sure if it'll
Gator.
work. Everything about this place seems to be wanting to keep her name from us, along with the secrets she swears she'll keep for
This has a skull inlaid on the floor.
That skull is
you-
absolutely there.
Do you remember the foreboding message? What is dead may never die, and secrets deep may yet lie.
Oh, I found more stairs.
I get the sense that this is dedicated to a lost god of secrets and the afterlife.
Ooh, big
In
statue.
secrets deep, even truth may lie.
And what is it trying to say, that truth can be found, or the truth will actually be a lie?
Yes.
No, he's positing this in character to.
Oh, I
right
know.
now.
I know. This was
I'm-
the voice on the wind that says yes.
I'm not sure.
It's apparently a deity of
It
secrets.
could
so
be both.
could
Sky-
be, but everything in her temple is saying.
Yeah.
Are these statues?
Yes, those are the same cowled, raven-faced statues. This one is similar to the one that you guys saw in the little passageway that you had found when you first entered the temple. It's the same robed woman with the feathers and the raven mask, or the porcelain mask with the raven hood over top. She's holding a book in her hand, and otherwise there's actually a raven perched on her shoulder. And Sky, as you approach, it looks at you, and it goes, "Ah!
How did you get in here?
How did you get in here?
Through the door.
Through the door?
Sky.
What?
What?
You're talking to. It's mimicking your speech. It's not going to give you any new answers.
Oh. But no, really, how did it get in here? The door's been sealed for, what is it, 100 years?
Sky, if it's magic, it doesn't matter.
But it's not magic, it's a raven.
must defeat
I look
magic.
at the bird and I say, "My name is Pickles."
My name is Pickles.
Now he has a name.
He looks at you, Sky, and he kind of tilts his head, and my name is Pickles.
Hello, Pickles.
I'm gonna hold out my hand with like a finger extended and see if it flies to me.
It does not. It stays perched, and it's kind of regarding all of you curiously. And every so often, it kind of picks at its wings and grooms its feathers back into place. But it's just kind of sitting there and watching.
Is there any writing on this statue?
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Same language?
Yes, it is the same language. This one is written, and it says, dedicated to, and the words as you're looking at them, it just keeps going back to Lady. It says, dedicated to Lady, wife of Coralon, favored of Aranchi, second wife, and shared consort.
Is there
Coraline
any
and
sort
another.
of check I need to make for the crow or the raven to determine like magicality or if it's like a familiar or anything?
Magicality.
Magicality. The degree of its magicness.
You can do a, You can probably try an Arcana.
Try an Arcana. 18.
Well, given the information you've been seeing around this place, you're able to kind of piece together that ravens seem to be kind of important to this lost god. So, for one to be down here and alive with this place allegedly sealed off, yeah, there might be some connection to that. It's
Yep.
just, yeah,
Definitely a magical raven.
definitely a magical raven.
Do you know who the lost god was?
Lost god was. It's just pecking.
Maybe
Give me a
it needs
D100.
to be spoken in Elven.
Give me a D100.
Or which one of us?
Person who keeps asking about the lost one. Okay, nope, nothing.
Jeez, come on.
You keep rolling in the wrong direction.
I know.
I don't know, but I think it's cool. You want to get out of here, Raven? And I'm gonna roll animal handle. Oh, 13. I was like, nat 20. Come on.
And he goes, get out of here, Raven. And he kind of hops on his feet, but he doesn't move.
Yeah, okay, I guess he wants to stay.
I know if animal handling would work on a magical familiar anyways.
I'll take out some. Oh, I'll hand them a edible courage.
You hold out a
Right.
piece of chocolate for it.
Yeah.
Right, you're
you
giving
sure
a
you
bird
should-
chocolate.
It
Are you
fl-
sure you should be feeding it chocolate? I know it's magic and everything, but I don't think it's part of a bird's natural diet.
It flutters down and it kind of lands on your shoulder and it goes, don't think you're supposed to give it that. And it kind of starts eating it anyways.
Is it making fun of my voice?
It's
Fun of
okay.
my voice.
I made. This one has, nuts and seeds in it.
Nuts and seeds. And it's still eating.
It's, yeah, chocolate. Bird candy. I have a friend.
Actually, it flutters back over to the statue and perches.
Aww.
This guy's moving on. He's going down the other hallway.
Done with this bird. Didn't want to be my friend.
Didn't want to be my friend.
We're-
Not
we're
giving us
losing the
answers.
Barbarian again. He's being very impatient.
I'm not being impatient. I'm
Very
exploring.
impatient.
All right. See you later,
You
Pickles.
can stay back here and talk to the burb.
And when
Burp,
you explore
burp,
by
burp.
yourself and get
Burp is
yourself
the word.
killed,
No, it
you
doesn't.
know about the burp.
I would stay back and talk to it, but I can't see it.
Oh, Braden, are you not able to see anymore?
No, it's all dark unless I'm near Tola.
Yeah, so as you guys continue on, you just see more and more of the temple. It's still so largely abandoned. There's more of the raven depictions on the walls. The stairs lead up, and even from here you can see that there's another cave-in that blocks off a passageway.
This
There's...
is locked.
No, that's not blocked, but this is.
Sky's doing a full monster. Okay. Ah.
Yeah.
He's very anxious
And
to explore.
Sky, as he rushes on ahead, you're hearing the woo 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 woo.
I'm hearing the what?
And as you guys are getting closer, you all start hearing woo 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 woo.
It's a weird noise.
Nat
Nat one!
Yeah, you're too busy looking at that sweet cape that Toby's got. It's all like
No,
bear
Bryn.
fur. Oh, poof, he's gone.
That always happens at the most inopportune times.
And now I'm blind. Help!
You can't see
I
Sky's
have a
light?
torch.
No,
Shouldn't-
I,
No, I
was trying
can't.
to say no one can see Sky's light
Other than Sky.
That's
other than Sky.
not
That's
right.
why I've been losing him the entire time.
Well, you know what? We didn't lose him. He's always in our hearts. And then Tula reappears. So, you'll need to send me, same thing as everybody else. Send it to me privately. How long Tula was actually gone. And you have free reign to decide how long that is. And then a task that Crowley wanted you to do.
I have actually no idea for this.
Yeah, well, you have time to think about it. It's not important right now. But poof! He reappears in smoke and fire, and
Sky looks over.
Trula, are you all right?
Yeah, I'm alright.
Why does it smell like brimstone? Oh.
Why do you think it smells like brimstone?
Braden finally breathes a sigh and goes, "Well, he's got us all now, so that's over."
Sky,
with."
don't.
What?
Can I can see that with my dark vision.
Yeah, you guys can absolutely see that now, especially since Tula's back. Up ahead is a raised platform, and there's a eerie purplish glow coming from what looks like just a tear in the open air, reality, space, whatever you want to call it. But it looks like it's a gimme Arcana checks.
I don't even think I need an Arcana check. I've seen this before.
Have you though?
Yeah, when this guy points at Toby, vanish.
Wow.
I got
Okay.
9.
Well, I am not the
Lord Braden, with your advantage for, yes, as Sky pointed out, having seen this before, and Sky, because he just fucking knows this apparently.
He's seen this before.
Yeah, the two halflings recognize that this is a portal. Unlike the portal to Sigil, this isn't necessarily a gate, so you can't see what's on the other side. But it's giving off an eerie purple glow, and there's, the swirling vortex of energy. But you know that you can step through it and kind of see something on the other side.
I think we found the portal. Let's go back to the Night Captain and tell them we found it.
Would a portal to the Feywild be purple? Is coloring important?
Why not? It's a portal. Look, it's going
But-
somewhere, and I don't want to be here when I don't want to. What? Why are we getting closer?
Why are we
I
getting
see
close?
desk. I'm gonna avoid the portal as much as I can, and I want to make it to that desk.
Okay.
It's like, do you have to ask? She's been just
Rin,
curious
do
about
I?
Feywild.
Yeah, do I have any kind of sensation or kinship with because of my connection to the Feywild?
That's a good question. Give me a charisma roll.
Cut out. Give you a what? Check?
Charisma.
Charisma.
Ooh.
Would I have advantage?
Oof. No, you don't feel anything. You don't feel anything that resembles a Fey connection.
Just saying, because as far as magical color theory goes, Feywild is, as far as I know, is usually associated with greens, not purples.
The
What's
Feywild
color
is
theory?
vibrant. It has many.
With my 9 in my
colors.
Arcana check, Tola did some weird magical studies.
electives, magical electives.
Some magical electives,
Um,
exactly.
So on the desk, is there anything that might indicate what the portal goes to?
You haven't made an investigation check, so no, just looking at it surface value, you don't see anything.
Well, either we.
As
Why
you're
couldn't I get that on my charisma?
as you're kind of digging through the papers and stuff, you are seeing that there was people who were studying this, but no, there's no conclusive information about the Feywild. There's you're not too familiar with the kind of jargon that they're using, but you're noticing a couple of words that are standing out. Places that are leading to the lady. This might, they're like, this could turn the tide in the war. If everything goes well, we can, use this power to turn the humans back, and something shadow. The Empress doesn't approve. There's a lot of you're skimming because you've got your friends telling you, hey, we need to go back and let the Knight Captain know. So you're just kind of doing a quick glance over it. But as you're looking it over, you're seeing a lot of information that does not imply that this place is leading to the Feywild. That is concrete.
So it leads somewhere else.
Tola is curious, though, and has been through the ringer. He's getting a little bit closer.
Tola, no!
Chula,
Don't be
careful.
stupid!
I don't think this portal leads to the Feywild.
I mean, there's one way to find out.
No!
Jump,
Tie
I grab your
a rope
tail.
jump
No.
through, jump through, jump
I
through,
grab your tail.
jump
No.
through.
If we're going to do this, let's tie a rope to you.
Neither of those things. Let's tell the Knight Captain first.
Or we could finish exploring these rooms over here.
Pop the DM.
Sorry, I'm having too much fun with that.
Rin's trying to be
Rooms. Oh, hey,
super
rooms.
tempting.
What?
Rin's trying to be super tempting.
I have a rope.
I think I found a bedroom. And a mimic. No kidding.
You do, I'm just not sure if portals are suctiony. What?
Nothing. Just the way you said it. Suctiony.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Theoretically, if it's just a doorway, you could stick your head through without it, falling in.
Goodness knows what's
But
waiting
if
on the
the
other
portal
side,
is-
though.
Tula's
But if
magical
the portal is
theory.
Suctiony.
Tola, with your 9, I don't know what you know.
Alright,
Look,
I'm going
if
to search the shelves in the desk and see if there's anything else that might indicate any clues about that portal.
Okay.
Planar knowledge was not my forte. Or my realm of study.
It was intergalactic planetary.
But portal color theory was.
It wasn't portal color theory, it was just magical color theory.
Yeah, you're digging through, and it looks like that people here at this temple were doing extensive research on this portal. They basically had surmised that this is connecting to an area that's largely associated with negative energy, and a realm of shadows. It's believed that, and this is actually what's being transcribed. The person writing it is basically like, oh, it's believed that this is a plane parallel to ours, and everything exists as the shadow of our realm, whereas it's a dark reflection of our world, and it's believed that we might be able to reestablish connection with the lady if we can successfully hold the portal open long enough. And this is all being transcribed by a person named researcher Galan Yelvin, and he's not making any kind of mention of who the researchers are, but it's kind of safe to establish that it might just be people from this city. But they're like, oh, we have to do it. It's our responsibility to reestablish connection with the lady. Things have been in such disarray since she disappeared, and we have to find a way to get back to her. And we have to do it for Aranshi and Coralon. We have to do it to prevent war. And whatever happens, it's important that we make sure that we stop this.
To prevent war?
That is what it said.
It's so sad because in a different campaign I have a perfect character for this. I know what this is now, and yeah.
I knew what this is many hours ago.
Shut up, Corey. Nobody cares.
I don't know about that. Looks at camera.
Tee.
Looks back.
Tee. I'm really glad people who do figure it out got it, because I used to have a really awesome character for this too.
So I can pretty much surmise that this is what it is, or do I have to make a roll to know?
What is what it is?
Is there enough clues for me to say that it's a portal to like the Shadowfell?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Yep.
Because I had my thoughts, but
yeah. You are able to concretely conclude that this is definitely a portal to the Shadowfell.
So this isn't a portal to the Feywild.
It's like the exact opposite of where you wanted to go.
Wait, isn't that like that the plane of the dead?
Yes.
Sky immediately begins to retreat and go back to the. It's like, I'm leaving. I'm going to get the night captain. Nope.
Stay with the group, Sky.
Gone. It's at that
The
moment.
worst.
It's at that moment that the thing appears.
I cast.
No, you don't need to cast on it.
You worst tank.
Sky,
What?
can you not leave us alone here?
Can we go get the night captain?
We can after we finish exploring this room.
But death portal.
Death portal.
Death portal.
Sky glares at the turtle. Death portal.
Realm of the dead and death portal are different things.
They are the same thing.
Death portal.
And the lady's name is still stricken from our memories.
Death portal.
So what's all in this corner that Tola is currently occupying?
Yeah. Did you find anything over there?
Those are more scrolls and stuff, and wow, watching Sky base.
This is what he's doing.
Oh, there's also a chest here.
Found a chest. Can I try and jiggle it to see if it's unlocked?
Absolutely. Jiggle.
It's a mimic.
It's a mimic.
No, wait, the shelf's a mimic.
What is Lee currently standing on? That's a mimic.
It's like, this is why Tola's checking first, because the moment that Lee tries to open it, it's gonna be a mimic.
Let's see here. What would be in the box? What's in the box?
What's the box?
Boop. Ooh. Yeah, it's not locked. And when you crack it open, there's
Well, first, a cloud of dust.
Yeah, there's a big old cloud of dust that comes off it.
There's another deck of many things.
No, there's
like Sky does this.
There's 4 cards.
4 cards?
No, I was making a joke about the deck of many things.
Guy-
There's 3 scrolls sitting at the bottom of it.
Huh.
And these ones you're able to identify. They are not identify, but looking at them, they're not like the information scrolls. These are magic scrolls.
Okay, but then can I identify them anyways?
Yes, I'm just telling you that they're not like the other scrolls you'd been looking at. These are magic ones.
Magic
I would
scroll.
like to go from bookcase to bookcase and search for anything else that might be interesting.
You've got time.
What do you define as
Yeah.
interesting?
Anything magical or any scrolls or books that might be speaking of the lady. The information on her.
All right, give me an investigation. Wow. Okay. So, let's see. I need to. Gotta give you something good for a nat 20.
Do I get to roll another D100 for that?
You absolutely can. Yes. Actually,
Still not going to make it.
roll 2 because it's a nat 20. Oh.
Okay.
Okay. So, you're looking through these scrolls, and as you're gathering up the information, you start seeing that there's information talking about an elven queen that used to reside over this city, the city that you're currently in. Her name's stricken from the record. You can't find any mention of it. It always seems to just be the lady as you're looking over this information. But it talks about her being a powerful wizard, and one that was strong enough to make connection with the gods. And she ended up being infatuated with Coralon, and not just Coralon, but his wife and consort Aranshi as well. And she had dedicated large temples to them to show her devotion to them over the Sainafate. And it seems like the stories talk about how she aspired to godhood as well, and a lot of the text, or some of the text, contradicts other ones. Some of the text highly praises her as a benevolent ruler and a very just and fair and beautiful. And then other ones that seem to be written from outside sources, talk about her being a schemer and manipulative and just trying to woo her way into godhood. And there's information about her eventually trying to perform a ritual to end the conflict that is the War of Reclamation. And any information after that point doesn't seem to turn up. There's no talk about the results of the ritual. There's no talk about what ends up happening to her, or why there's now 3 statues here. But it's clear that she didn't build statues of herself. It seems like the people of this city revered her so much that they ended up started adding her story to the story that was going on in this city about her affair with Coralon and Aranshi.
Is there any details on like the ritual or how she ascended?
No. But hold on, I'm guessing this just to you because you won the roll finally. As you're looking through, the raven flutters back into the room, or flutters into the room, not back into the room, and it perches over the bookshelf where you are, and it caws something, and you pick it up in Sylvan, and it squeaks out a name. Dang it. I don't
I
have
repeat the name back in Sylvan.
I don't have the thing enabled so that I can see your whispers. That's not right. It was supposed to show up for the stream too. No, Streambot totally gets it. Why didn't it work? Oh, I know what I did wrong. I whispered it to you, the player, and not the character. That's why it didn't show up. There we go. Now it only shows up if I do it. Yeah, so that shows up, and you squeak it back, and you guys are hearing just rah, rah.
Cheep, cheep, cheep. Rah.
Yep. And so the two of them rah, rah, rah.
Do I know, does it seem like this ruler was the ruler before the coronation of this other empress, of the current empress?
The documents seem to go back far enough to corroborate that suspicion, but it's really hard to place because a lot of that information you had to scrounge and piece together, and it was not abundantly clear. And then rah, 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 and it flutters off again, and it heads back out. And then you hear a, whoa, holy, oh, goodness, bird, hey,
Who?
guys, are you dead? Also, hey, are these friends of yours?
What are you talking? Oh shit!
And that's where we'll leave this off for the week. Dun 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 dun.
Oh yeah, camera cuts out.
This guy kept running around so much I couldn't sneak these people in.
No, you could because my light's limited.
Yeah, well, that's why I was glad when you stopped running around so that the angle
Start
could work.
spinning in a tiny circle.
Yeah, so, hey, you guys solved the mystery of the Raven Queen. At least in this setting. Yeah, the Raven Queen's the forgotten god for the elves. And it looks like you've attracted some attention with those rolls, Lee.
Okay.
We'll find
God damn it, Lee!
We'll find out who they are next week.
God damn it, Lee!
Yeah, so give me just
You're
a second.
welcome.
Thanks.
Good night, everybody. Thank you for watching. We hit that 3-hour mark. I do apologize for the stream running late. Real life stuff got in the way there, so I had to work, and it set me back a lot. But hopefully you guys enjoyed the little map here I threw together. It was a pain in the butt to get this to look right, and
Still a great map.
It's still like super off center and horrible, and
Shush. It's
yeah.
always off center.
It is. You can never get it right. It's so shit.
Oh, hey, I just noticed that there's like 2 boxes behind the portal.
Woo, 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 woo. Yep, you might have to get over there. Anyways, people who are watching, thank you for watching. You guys have been fabulous, and as always, we love you. We'll see you next week for more Forest for the Trees.
I'm just so happy the night captain
Night,
showed up on her
everyone.
own.
Night.
Good night.